Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Slash Chat Podcast, where we talk about anything and everything that relates to gaming and geeking.
Geeking. We're a verb now.
Well,
Sweet.
actually,
We're a verb
technically,
now. I figured out the episode name in the first 15 fucking seconds. We're a verb now.
You heard it right here.
Shadowrun, Raytog.
Say what?
Always Geek the Mage.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Geek in Shadowrun is to kill, so technically we're...
Are you serious?
Yeah!
Yeah, to geek somebody. You always geek the mage first.
Always
One
geek
of
the
those things.
mage first. So technically, by me saying geeking, we're all about the killing.
Okay.
You're just really trying to get out of it as hard as you can.
What?
Yep. One times.
Should we make notice of the fact that I'm actually like well and not?
You're not dying.
dying right now?
I was like, we're probably not going to have this tonight. And then I'm like, wait, that's letting me know.
I was recording Skyrim and it was like,
Right?
I'm mid dialogue on here. Whip from
Why
Skype.
are you suddenly well?
You recovered.
Let's see.
Because
A lot of this,
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
aka NyQuil.
drugs, yes.
A lot of this.
More drugs,
That'll
yes.
do it.
More drugs. A lot of
Speaking of
Mucinex.
drugs.
I was gonna say, and the next thing she's gonna pull up is a Bacardi.
Or just a straight line of coke. One of the two.
Or both.
That'll get you high pretty quick.
You know,
Not for the lack of being offered, though, Carthnal. Come on. No, it's definitely been one hell of a week, especially last week. Oh my god.
you were
Oh my god.
complaining on Twitter yesterday, I could tell.
I was so frustrated because like I really just felt like shit last night, and I ended up sleeping for somewhere close to 16 hours today, I think it was. And I woke up and like
That's not surprising to me though, because I know you.
That's like my week's worth of sleep right there. So.
But I woke up and I was like, hey, I'm actually feeling okay. Hack up a lung. Yeah, I'm still feeling okay. Hack up the other lung. Okay, I'm still sick, but I'm feeling better. Like,
You went into a cocoon.
oh, seriously. And I'm a pretty butterfly.
I got nothing for that one.
No. Hello, Erica. I know, it's been forever. It's been a whole week. And I'm just like, what?
Hello, peoples.
I'm totally
Hello.
high on life right now.
And drugs. And cold
And
drugs.
totally just life.
I still have a lot of phlegm. Phlegm sucks. I don't
It's
like
a lot
phlegm.
of gunk.
It does.
Gunk. Yeah.
Phlegm is disgusting.
So much phlegm.
You gotta
I'm
go.
so happy you shared that with us.
Right? I share it with you
There's
even more.
There's just this gelatinous thing in your hand.
Just like that.
And it just hits the camera.
Oh, ew.
And you see everything through the green tint.
Ew.
Like your green screen. See, we're killing her.
Yeah, that whole green screen behind her, that's her phlegm.
I just go, and I like
Coats
smear
on
it.
her wall.
TMI. Cat's
do you
green
like it?
screen is actually mucus.
That would explain why it just popped up magically overnight.
Maybe.
Oh.
It's just her pink
Oh.
wall covered in
Oh.
mucus.
The wall's really pink. She just got sick and had like an exorcism moment. Went like, blah!
Oh my god.
Gabi.
Hello, Gabi.
Hi, the Gabbies.
By the way, Gabi
Gabi.
had come back from Disney.
Woo.
Ooh,
Lucky
how was
son of a
that?
bitch.
To my stream last night, and I think he stopped by on Valentine's Day.
I was gonna say he stopped in my
Oh,
stream
was he
the
your
other day, too.
Valentine?
No,
Oh.
my right hand was my Valentine.
Manly. Manly.
Right. Nothing else.
I guess I'll talk about what I've been doing over the last week.
Oh, we don't want to
Well, I
know.
think we just figured it out.
Please
Figured it
don't.
out.
No, I used
Okay.
my right hand
Forget.
to hold a controller
I still don't want to know where this is going.
No, I was playing Persona 4 on Valentine's Day. I kind of thought I don't really have anything else to do. Might as well just sort of sneak a stream in Valentine's Day, waifu wars, and all that.
Do you want to know how I remembered it was Valentine's Day?
How did you remember it was Valentine's Day?
I was at work making charity phone calls, and every single person that picked up was like, "Fuck you! It's Valentine's Day. Call me another day."
I worked on Valentine's.
And I was like, "Oh, that's why everybody's unhappy with me today." Okay,
Yeah.
makes sense.
I worked on Valentine's.
Gabby's still in Disney.
Still
I worked
in
on
Disney.
Valentine's Day.
Still in Disney.
You could see the entire greeting card aisle full of people. I'm like, you lazy sons of bitches.
So Gabi here is seriously in Disney right now, watching us instead of doing
Why are you
Disney
here?
things.
Yeah, we're kind of a big
That's
deal.
brutal.
Well, it's
That just
currently
says how
10
cool we are.
p.m.
Once you go there, I'm just saying.
It's currently 10 p.m. Maybe.
Shut up. Shut
Oh,
up.
okay, well, there you
Hi,
Make it
Andy.
sound cooler.
Hi, Andy.
Well, yeah,
They say hi.
Hi, Andy. Bring Andy. I want to see
Yo.
Andy.
You're being requested.
I've never seen this person
I
before.
want to
He's
see
in the
gay
middle of
fluffy
he's in the
man.
middle of killing zombies in Dying Light, but I'm pretty sure he'll actually come up here. I'm pretty
Yay!
sure he'll come up.
I want to see the gay fluffy man.
Is he like Wallace?
Maybe.
Wallace?
You think I'm joking? No, seriously.
No,
He will
I'm
call
laughing
himself the
because
gay
it's
fluffy
hilarious.
So basically, Josh is Scott Pilgrim and he is Wallace Wells.
man. Yes.
Kind of. Kind of.
I like Wallace Wells. He's
Except
freaking
I actually have my room. That's about it.
Yeah, I'm like, so you guys don't
Although the Scott Pilgrim reference is kind of nice.
love Scott Pilgrim.
Oh.
But Persona 4 on Valentine's Day, I think Gabi, Nara, and my new friend Karai, who follows me on Twitter. I forgot where I met him. I think I don't know if we know him from here, but he stopped by.
Who?
Karai. Kurai. Follows me on Twitter, and I'm not entirely sure where I met him from. So, but
He doesn't sound like someone I've seen.
well, he stopped by both the stream on Valentine's Day and the stream yesterday. Yesterday's stream went a long time. I started at 6:30 Central Time as usual, and I think I went all the way till 11 o'clock. I think.
Nice.
No, it wasn't 11. It was 10. But still, that's an hour more than I usually do. I got a lot done, but it was great. And all three of those guys, Gabi, Nara, and Karai, we were chatting it up, talking about anime and how we hate Dragon Ball Z Spirit Bomb endings. And it was super fun. That was great.
There's kind of word on that, but I suppose I can wait until anime.
Well, we were I was just I'm cranking through Persona 4 now. I feel super invested in doing it, and I'm thinking this is a really good way of clearing out my backlog because now I feel, I'm enthusiastic about playing these games that have been sitting there forever because I have at least 2 other huge RPGs that I still need to play. 3, I probably have 4 because I know
I have a couple too.
GameCube 1. I know I still have to play Chrono Cross. Maybe I should play Final Fantasy 7 at some point.
I would. If you can get past the graphics, it is a fantastic game. It was my first RPG, so I'm kind of biased, but it is really a great game if you don't mind reading texts like novels.
Yeah,
forever.
whatever. I play text games. I don't voice
I'm
acting.
actually probably gonna end up playing like Final Fantasy 3 or something while I'm sick, because
Nice.
3, huh?
I'm on Darksiders at the spider boss that teleports, and I'm like,
Oh,
fuck
that
this shit.
Annoying thing.
Is this going to turn into one of those streams where you're like, Josh, come up here and beat this for me? Because I've done that before.
Yeah, that totally has happened. I'm
And
like,
that's
Josh, I'm
not
playing
even-
Darksiders, and you're gonna come join me. And he's like, okay.
Yeah.
And that's not even
Like, just
counting
give me that thing.
the RPGs like on my computer.
Hi,
On my
Mr.
computer, I
GQ.
have Dragon Age, like Dragon Age Origins, and I'm sure I have more RPGs too, like Deus Ex and.
Couldn't stand Chrono Cross, loved Chrono Trigger.
Well, everyone loves Chrono Trigger, but
I would.
Chrono
That's
Cross
same
is,
thing here. Yeah.
Some people thought Chrono Cross was amazing. Some people thought it was absolutely in no way living up to Chrono Trigger. So I'm not really sure what to expect. I just bought it at a convention one time and never played it. So
Hey, no. Wait, what, are you gonna
That's
finish
the time.
Persona 4 and then do it?
absolutely. I'm finishing Persona 4 first.
Okay.
But like I said, I'm trying to do maybe think of doing a second day, maybe something that's not an RPG. But when I finish with
Ooh,
Persona
are you gonna
4,
stream 2 days a week?
I'm thinking about it, maybe, because I do have an extra day.
Oh, no.
I'm doing that now. I
But
actually
I
have
would
a.
do like a non-RPG. I would do like just random indie game backlog clear out or something. Just clear out the Steam pile, and I got all these games in a box over there. I think that the streaming's a really good way for me to clear out my backlog because I feel because I've been doing all these videos and stuff, and I really just like I'm not gonna have time to do all these. Every time I play a game, it's to make a video, and I'm like I should just stream a game because then people can talk, and I feel like I'm getting through the game. RPGs are better for that because you don't need to have your full attention. Like if I was playing something like Metal Gear Rising on stream where I need to know every individual movement to the T, that might be a little bit harder. Other than that,
That's why, like, with this week being sick, I'm like, no Darksiders. We're not even gonna touch
playing
it.
relaxing.
We'll rage quit.
We will not touch it. Even though I'm literally sitting at the entrance of the spider boss, I'm literally sitting there. Like, that's where I saved. I'm right there. And I'm like...
I think I beat the spider boss. I can't remember where I left
Between being sick, having to pay attention to this fucking teleporting boss, which is a pain, and then actually communicating with chat, I'm like, I can do 2. I'm gonna choose being sick and communicating with chat, and then we're good.
Play like Electronic Super Joy on stream because that's one of those super hard indie platformers. So I'm thinking of doing just some other games that I have because I got a bunch of them, and I do have an idea of which RPG I'm gonna play once Persona 4 is done.
That's so fitting for being in Disney, doing the Lion King pose. Oh, la, 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 la.
Anything.
And now everyone around him's probably like,
Well, other than
What's
that,
going
You're still my hero. You're my hero.
other than that, I've been doing. Did I do a review this week? Well, I did a preview, but I've been trying to work on these videos. My friend Matt and I, he finally got me on board with his YouTube channel. He added me as a secondary login, so now I don't need to give all my stuff to him. To do
Right.
Oh, so you could just upload it?
Yeah, so I'm gonna try and get the first episode of this new LP up soon. It's gonna be sort of I call it our backseat gaming series, where one of us has never played a certain game, and the other one tells the other what to do. I mean,
interesting.
So
this is
in
kinda
this
cool.
one, it's a game that I've played and he's never played. The next one, I have an idea of what game he's played that I've never played, and I think that one.
So wait, the one who's never played has the controller then?
Yes,
Okay.
it's called backseat gaming.
So at that
Oh,
point,
that's cool. That's
it
cool.
needs to be like a hard game.
Well,
What
this
is
game's
going
pretty
on
big.
in this internet? Hi, Streamer House. Hello.
This game,
How's
is
it going?
very near and dear to my heart, and I know everything about. But for some reason, he's never played, and I'm like, you've played the other game. In this
Yeah, but
series.
it has to be something that's not like super easy that you can
It's
at
not
least get.
super easy. This
Okay.
one is not. He has failed before.
There's an Andy.
He just shot at me with a Nerf gun.
Hi, Andy.
And they say hi.
But we have an idea for the.
How's it
for the one
going?
that he does. This
Hi,
is
Mr. Andy.
We wanted
His
to do
face
this-
is all red because he's in like the distance.
No, his face is all red because his face is always red.
Oh, hi. Andy.
They can't hear because if I pull my headphones out, then you can't hear me and he can't hear you. So this is kind of funny.
Why doesn't he say hi?
He said hi.
Come
He
say
waved and everything.
Hi. Come say hi.
I heard
Hello, Andy.
This
Hey,
thing
Bob.
we're doing is basically like Maximilian's retro coach, where he does on his Yo Video Games channel, where he played through Donkey Kong Country 2 for the first time, which
Everyone's
is
having so many
not
buffering
the
issues.
easiest game ever.
What? Why is people having so many buffering issues?
Because
I kind of had some buffering issues on my stream the last 2 days when I streamed.
Okay, is anyone in the chat actually like watching us, or is it all audio?
I'm watching the chat.
What's up?
So
okay.
I'm not seeing
What's Andy
buffering on
doing?
my end.
I'm
He's
just in the
playing
chat as
Bang,
well.
like
Oh, okay.
And that's being
Okay.
broadcast from you. So the only other thing I did is I just caught up on Log Horizon. So now I am completely
still not caught up. Still not caught up on
And
anything. Haven't
Leave
had time.
Andy to
Still
play with
fucking
his
hate
Woody
kid.
and Buzz toys.
I still
Aw.
hate the kid.
all of a sudden the
I
You've Got a
still
Friend in Me
fucking
song just starts
love
playing in
Roy
my head.
too because she's
Wow.
freaking amazing, and I want to see more of her. And now I'm thinking, God damn it, Nyanta's gonna do something in the next episode.
Wait. What were you talking about?
That sounds
Log
kind of
Horizon, pay attention.
Oh, sorry. I was.
We were
You've
both
Got a
distracted.
Friend in Me.
Shit kids still suck. Roe 2 is still fucking amazing, and Nyanta's gonna do something next episode.
Do you know what I did to season 2?
What?
I put it away. I just went,
Put it
which
away.
one was enough?
Yep,
Did you
we're done.
play?
Season 1 was awesome. Leave it there.
What did you say?
Yeah. I said I put it away to never be seen again.
Why?
It's taking too long.
Log
Other things
Horizon?
to watch. Yeah. I did the same with a couple
Season 2
animes that went
started
into
off
fucking
great.
seasons. Yeah, it didn't continue great though.
I'm at the currently bad part with the stupid kid.
It just
And of
gets
course,
worse.
the
I wonder why
freaking
people are having.
Fox girl who is seducing the guy who's half her age.
Well, what can you say?
I still
But-
okay. So here's my biggest complaint with like Log Horizon right this instant is the fact that it is filler, like 100%. Like these episodes
Mhm.
are 100% filler episodes, but there's bits of detail that are like key to the plot.
I hate
Like,
that. I so
majorly
hate that,
key
because
to
then
the
you gotta
plot.
kind of pay attention.
But you don't know what the plot is yet, and you're waiting for them to spring it on you, and that's the thing that kills me.
And the-
Like, what do I care about? What don't I care about? So I have to care about
Yes.
everything. And
Right. But the thing that like really just sucks is like why don't they take all those key points and make it a single episode? No filler.
That'd be great.
Oh
It would be amazing.
my god.
See, this is what you call lost syndrome. They don't know what they're going to do, so they're just filling it out until they can figure it
that's
out.
fair. That's a very fair complaint because
Yeah.
they're making
Lost
this
syndrome.
they're making
like
this
that.
world extremely complex, and they're introducing all these new characters, and you really don't know the significance of them, and you're really just wondering how they're going to tie it all together. So, and I have a feeling this is going to get a third season because this is really getting into the
They're probably going to need it to tie
So
everything
are
together
gonna
in
need
the
it.
Speaking of things that we have no idea about,
Yeah.
that we technically have an idea about, we have no idea about.
what?
Anyone here going to buy the order?
Oh,
Eh.
yeah, probably.
Probably.
Maybe.
It it does look fantastic. I mean, come on, it's
I'll
a
talk
werewolf
about
game.
that.
I
in the
can't
game
not buy it.
because there's quite a bit to say about that.
I was gonna say, I was like, I know Alex has like something.
Coming out this week, I believe,
Yes, it is actually.
which is going to be
Hmm,
interesting.
I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
I have so
But
many
we will move
games. I
on.
can just stop
We will
buying
move
games
on
until
to
I
the-
finish some of these.
So let's
I
talk.
know, I'm in the same boat, man.
We'll talk. We'll save it for the games. But
Yeah.
what else has
Mm.
someone been doing? Carth
Great
and
talk. Well, no, Carthnell,
Whoever-
you've
whoever
not
I'm
talked
here.
much, and
Well-
you were gone half the last episode. So
Yes. I've had
have
some
you been up
interesting
to?
chain of events the last couple weeks.
Oh.
Mid last week, I was on my way home, stopped by my shopping center, police raid, and everybody evacuated because there was a bomb
God,
threat.
why is everything wrong where you live?
But this is like, I was there.
Like I said,
Yeah. They came in and just like everybody fucking out. And now it took them, a little while to get it done, but they got us out. They blocked off every single entrance and like all the streets around it. Freaking police helicopters, everybody like look for stuff. They
Jesus
finally, they did actually arrest and find a guy, and they took away a device. So, close call. Anybody? Do you know what sucks? If I
What
hadn't
sucks?
gotten off work early, I wouldn't have been there.
Hmm.
I got let out of work, out of the pens of the work, a couple hours early because they were just like early day. We don't want to be here anymore. Just go home.
They knew.
The management there is so funny. So that was interesting.
Good thing that you're okay, though. That's
Yes,
Yeah, really.
not exploded.
insane
It's very
stuff
important.
going on there.
it would be sad if you died.
Yeah, it would be because I wouldn't be around anymore.
Yeah,
There
I
all those
know.
other people about me.
We would lose all.
I'd have
All
to
this
replace
wittiness
you.
right here. Yeah.
this cast.
Oh, I'd either have to put up a permanent kangaroo or replace you.
I'm like, it's not.
It'd be so
Or
sad.
both
It's not the same.
There'd be
The
like a little
world
kangaroo.
would be in mourning for a long time without me. Yep. I am important. Yep.
The only
There'd be
one
a
here
little
that
kangaroo
understands
that is
40K
like-
except me. I need you to stay.
Exactly. There you go.
I'll have like a little
Oh.
box that has a little kangaroo that says "Rip Cardinal."
Yeah, I was
Just
gonna
sitting
say,
there.
like, what are you gonna put on his tombstone?
Or
Like
instead of
that
kangaroo, it could just be the guy from Waterworld doing that thing.
Dude, that
He's a
Oh,
fan. of that.
that means that if you died anytime I watched Waterworld, I would cry. Although I
Yo,
would never.
that's so
watch Waterworld because
true.
it's a terrible movie.
One of these days, I'm gonna somehow find a way to like rickroll you, but with Waterworld. I'll find out how to do it, and I'll get it done.
No,
Challenge
best way
accepted.
ever.
We're just gonna see that scene where he goes, "It does look
Challenge
like shit."
accepted.
Best
What?
way ever. Make
Yep.
an AMV of the movie. 2.
Yes.
Never gonna give you up.
Happening.
Ooh,
Where do I download
Like-
this right now?
I made a few.
I need to download this movie.
There's you do that one, and I'll do Remember Me for Centuries because I think it'll be hilarious because I want all of you to remember him forever.
Dude, I've made AMVs.
Oh.
Have you ever made an AMV of a
I have.
7-minute
Swinging it around
long
ropes, be like,
Dragon Force song?
I did. I made a
7-minute
couple
long
when I was-
Dragon Force song to
He's made a
Sean.
couple good ones that you have shown us before. So
And I'm like, oh my god,
I made crap.
why did I do this? 7 minutes is a huge
Oh.
length, and I'm like, I can do this. I can do this whole 7-minute song in this AMV, and I get to about 3 minutes, and I'm like,
And my terrible Friday the 13th tribute that I did to
but I got it done. I think
Alice
I lost
Cooper
it, so I
song.
don't have it anymore.
So other than
Also-
bomb threat,
Has there been
possible
anything
movement in work.
Good this week.
Yeah.
for you?
Yeah, I was doing, I was at work, doing my normal work. Boss comes over and goes, we need to fix like all of these computers. They're fucked up. I need help. Help me. And I'm like,
You have a cool
Pretty good.
boss if he tells you that stuff.
yeah. Well, he's my boss from the old place I work. He's actually the reason I work here now because he's like,
Mhm.
oh, this place is awesome. Come work here. And he referred me, and I got the job
Nice.
after all the interviews. And he knows I'm good with tech. I just don't have the formal education. But if you want to be technical, I have the education of people from university because my friends that did that and physics taught me as they were learning. But anyway, so I went and fixed them, and it like was the second half of my day, and they're like, "Oh my god, that was quick!" So I might get moved over to the IT department too, which would be amazing.
nice.
That would be so easy and so awesome at the same time. Oh, dream job right there.
Please.
I'd go into it, but I don't imagine everybody here would understand what I'd be talking about when I talk about it. So I'm just gonna not. just to be complicated, long process. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. On also interesting notes, one of my guys at work, they have a band. Noticed me doing all my anime drawing things. I'm doing a draw a thing every day for all of February. And he's like, I want you to draw this thing for my band because they have some weird gimmick thing. This is going to sound really funny when I say it. So just brace yourself. Prepare yourself for this. Senpai Fi.
What the fuck are you
The name of
talking
the band.
What? What?
Ouch.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Yep.
Clever play on words there.
Yep.
Wow.
Very clever.
Yep. So yeah, so got my first commission. That's interesting. We'll see how that goes. Probably not well, but we'll see. But yeah, so interesting week for me. There you go.
It sounds like it.
Still holding it together, bro. Still holding it together.
Mm.
What
So
you
you
been
can
up
do,
to?
man. Oh, me. God.
Uh,
What have I been up to? Lots more work. Last week I went up and finally had a meeting with my DAG unit. Finally, that we're gonna start doing junk again. Which is gonna be kind of neat because sort of have another thing next week, but not on the same day. So I'm probably gonna be able to come up for Shadowrun. Yay! And and the next day, I think I'm actually going to go out there again and get in a game of tabletop 40K.
nice.
Because Wallace
Nice.
plays, and he's been painting my army, and we actually have a couple of minis that he did over there. And I'm going to get a game in for the first time. And how long ago was that? Kat, you were there. It was a while ago, quite a while ago, like more than a year, something like that.
More than a year.
Yeah.
I think I still have pictures of that.
Yeah, you or one of you took them, and it's still up on my Facebook. The good ones, anyways. The ones where I'm winning, it didn't last long.
Right.
That moment in 40k when you're like, I'm winning. I can do
There's
this.
a firing line of Smurfs.
Yes.
Smurfs. Anyways, I finally got to a point where my
Just
shut
wait
up,
for
this is
it.
fucking weird.
Just mute him upstairs.
So I finally got to a point where I'm, besides having irritating roommates, I got to a point where I'm actually have a streaming schedule. So now on Thursday and Friday nights, after I run my Pathfinder game, and on Friday nights, both around midnight each night, is when I'm going to do my streaming until I can't stay up anymore. So starting at midnights till whenever. Son of a bitch.
Oh, that would suck on the facial hair too. Oh.
It would suck.
Ouch.
What else? That I did get my campaign started. I'm running one of the adventure paths, and that's going to be interesting because there's it's a rogue, a gunslinger, and a fighter who shoots things. So that's the group. There's no magic, there's no healers, there's no anything that you would
Nice.
typically have. So it's going to be an interesting play. I think I have a couple of ways cooked up to make it so they're not going to have too much problem. Gabi, you've got problems.
Because I'm just picturing him still holding his phone like
He's like singing
this,
with
singing
the
Lion
accent and
King.
everything.
I mean, don't make me post images in that chat.
Oh my gosh.
You better behave.
They will make us not like the Lion King anymore, so don't make him do it. We'll be scarred for life.
I'll
Don't make him
find
do it.
something.
I was gonna say, like,
Shut up.
because Erica was saying stuff. I wish there were people who wanted to play a Pathfinder game with me. Most of us here play 3.5 and
Mhm.
Pathfinder. We do, and we've been talking about getting one set up via
Yeah.
Skype for a while.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
that
do you
Also,
really only have 100?
Because I got bored of waiting, I am
Like
hosting
300.
it tonight. You are all welcome to show up, by the way.
Ooh,
It is D&D, but still. You know, it's
God.
close. Yeah.
God.
3.5, not anything else, because 4th can go suck it.
5th I
So-
hear is good, but
Mm.
4th is bad. 4th
What
is
was
bad.
that Alex said?
Like, you only have 150 Steam games. I have like 300, and I'm like 4/5 of them I haven't played yet.
Well,
It's
I've
kind
only
of
bought
interesting.
5 humble bundles. I've only bought 5 of them.
Yeah, you have more self-control than I do, and that makes me
You've
ashamed
probably
of myself.
bought like every humble
All of
bundle
them
there
ever.
was.
Not every single one. Like, I didn't buy the one with the cards. I don't really care about that.
Pathfinder is a version of Dungeons and Dragons.
Tabletop.
Yes.
It's kind of it was okay. When Wizards of the Coast made real short history, when Wizards of the Coast made 3.5, they made it with this neat open source thing. So everybody could make stuff, and there could be all these neat little additions, and you could have website utilities and all this other shit. And then Wizards realized, well, shit, screw it. So they made 4th edition, their next edition.
Which is an
and-
MMO tabletop.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was pretty much WoW, except tabletop version. Like you had daily powers and
Yeah.
shit like that. It was bad.
Encounter powers and all that.
It
fuck.
was once per fight, once per. It was
Yeah.
crap. So
Mm.
since they officially moved on, 3.5 was still floating out there, and so this group that was a bunch of ex D&D people who were employed by Wizards of the Coast. Can't stop dying.
I just pictured in my head a wizard sitting on an outhouse being like, I gotta take a poo. I gotta take this poo, or else I can't cast this spell. Because
Again,
I'm like,
this is the 3rd time in this podcast I think I've done that jazz hands piece of shit, and it's been in context. I want you to know that.
Oh god.
but I'm like, seriously, when you exactly said that, I'm picturing like a wizard,
On the bad
robes
hat.
pulled up, like,
Oh,
I gotta cast a spell, man.
So this group that was a bunch of ex people who were employed at Wizards of the Coast decided, hey, why don't we fuck these guys and go do something that's actually good? So they revamped D&D 3.5 into something that was pretty much the same game except better. They came up with a campaign setting that was actually awesome, and I have the book around here somewhere.
And
it's
less horribly broken.
Way less horribly broken, except
Yeah.
for the fact that one of the monster manuals legitimately has Cthulhu in it.
Yeah,
Like-
but that's Cthulhu. I mean, come on.
Well, no,
That's
like
not the point.
the great old ones are actually a canon part of the setting. It's not just like, oh, we're gonna borrow these. Like, no,
It's
the
like, no,
the,
it's
the planet got created because one of them landed in a meteor.
nice.
That's where this game starts, and it goes downhill from
Is
there.
it Cthulhu?
Just to give you an idea.
It's really worth some obscene amount of XP as well.
Oh, hang on,
Like
I got the book. I got the book right here. Hey, look,
Yeah.
it's his kid.
Cthulhu
I
is
got the
like a
book right
cat.
here. I'm going to look it up while we go over other stuff. But that's
Yeah.
pretty much what I've been up to.
Yeah.
And when I find it, I'll show you.
Sweet.
Well, my what I've been up to is going to be extremely short. I've been sick.
and sleep.
About
Okay.
10 million.
Lots of drugs.
Great old one Cthulhu.
Oop, oop,
It's
mine's
not
focusing at all.
auto-focusing at all, though.
But we get the gist of it. There's
Yeah.
numbers, so.
9830400.
I wonder
Bunch
how
of
they came up
numbers.
with that number out of curiosity.
Arbitrarily, it's a CR30.
So I think they just went 9, 3. No.
There's worse. I think Azathoth's in here.
What types?
Bad. Let's just say bad.
Oh man.
Anyways,
So you were saying?
you were saying.
I was saying?
You were saying. You're the one talking,
Oh,
Kat.
okay. Well, when you say you to a group of people, it doesn't really narrow it down. Just saying. But, so yeah, other than being sick and sleeping and missing a lot of my stream schedule, which has been completely driving me bonkers, like absolutely bonkers. Like last night, I was so frustrated. I think I broke down into tears twice because
That's
I was
depressing.
just like
Yeah.
really sick and I was sitting here and I had all of my stuff up and running that I could have like hit live at any point. And I just kept coughing and I kept just being miserable and I was like, I can't show face,
You
essentially.
do realize that sick days are a thing, right? Even in this.
Don't want you
I think,
throwing up.
Yeah,
your-
pretty much.
your face
Yeah.
cam.
Wouldn't
If you
want to
die on
die.
face cam, Twitch will be sued.
Wait, what?
You mean you people.
What did you say, Alex?
I was saying that if you are sick and you die on camera
Oh,
on
yeah.
your face cam, Twitch
Yeah.
will be sued, and that means that we will not be able to stream anymore because Twitch will probably.
Yeah,
lose
no, I'm not
So
gonna
really
die.
concerned about
If
himself
you die,
rather than
stream persona.
I would like to see a single freaking article saying that someone has died on camera. Anywhere.
Girl with cat hat dies on stream.
Anywhere.
don't want to be
But,
that
will be the
Stream
headlines,
anymore, Twitch
too.
sued.
But no, I literally was just like super frustrated and I had everything up and running and I could have at any point hit to go live and I sat and was just like, I am miserable. Like my nose is just running, like I'm coughing and I was like, maybe I could do no microphone. But then I was like, but even though I took a shower and was all like nice and neat and everything like that, you could just see that I was
It
miserable.
would have lasted 5 minutes, and then you would have.
So I was like, well, what if I just put gameplay up? And then I was like, no one's gonna watch.
Yeah,
I'm like, there's no webcam, there's no mic. I'm like, I'm just not gonna stream.
Gabi watches me with no webcam. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
have a
but
mic.
I would have had no
Yeah,
mic.
you don't
either.
have to do webcam. It's just people.
No,
No one
I-
wants.
like
No one
it.
wants to see this.
But it would have been like no mic either. So I was just like, you know
So
what?
now I just want to go over there and like
at
hug
the
you.
very least, you
I
should
feel so
have.
bad.
I mean,
You'll
don't
get
have to have
infected.
webcam.
You'll take it back to Australia and it'll mutate into a super virus. It'll get one of the
I-
random animals sick and it'll turn into some mutant 6-foot creature.
And that is how the zombie plague starts.
I thought
Pretty
it
much.
started with Kat because she's the.
They did start with
it
me.
would because it
Oh,
affected
okay.
me, changed
Yeah.
because I'm
Well, then
Australia.
it's
Then it
completely
got
after.
worse because Australia, and then killed
Right.
everybody. Except for
No,
people in
it'd still
Australia.
be my
Kat
fault.
can never go
Yeah.
to Australia, or you will kill us all.
Right?
Oh.
But actually today, because I was feeling a lot better, I woke up essentially 12 hours ago at this point. Literally 12 hours ago at this point. I woke up and was like, man, I feel pretty okay. Like I feel not 100%, but probably about like 80, 85.
Yeah, I saw that
Wow.
Wow.
Nice.
I have no words. I have no words.
Oh god.
That was awesome. But
Oh.
so I actually decided that because, like, well, one, my sleep schedule has been completely out of whack. Completely. And I was just like, you know what? I need something to do today. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play some Final Fantasy 14 again.
Nice.
And
Okay, that's a little bit random, but okay.
because I was planning on
Nothing
doing
wrong
it
with it.
for at least
Yeah, I mean that's not a problem. I just
yeah, like I was planning on doing it for at least a week or more, like at this point. But I was like, do I want to do it while I'm sick? And then today I was like, I'm good, I'm doing this. So my
Nice.
goal was to hit level 20 before I started podcast, and I did it. I hit level 20 in 9 hours. I was like,
Very awesome.
But yeah,
So what are you playing?
my normal. I'm playing
So-
Conjurer into White Mage.
So cat girl healer, I'm shocked.
Yeah, totally. Totally. But yeah, so no, that's what I was doing, and then it was just like I did feel like a little icky, and I went and took a shower and felt a lot better, and came back and was like, I'm gonna take more Dayquil. Alex, what are you doing? Why are you?
See a video on Tumblr and I'm like, God, it's that scene from Pokemon the
It's
first movie.
hentai.
It
No,
is.
it's that scene from Pokemon the first movie where like
Yeah, exactly.
you like kill Ash for a second, and I just
Oh,
see
and Pikachu's crying.
No,
It's
I
been
see in
all.
the tag. I fucking knew it, and I played it anyways. God fucking damn it. I hate this. And I'm like, oh my God, what could it be? And of course it happens. And then right when it collides with him, you hear, ooh, what you say? And I'm like, God damn it. I should have known. I should have known. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Alex,
You should be
you
sorry.
have a weird part of like the internet.
Nah, I
That's
like
where
I
he
posted
lives.
Poconoe from Blaze Blue, and that's a cool picture. I like it.
I was gonna say you live in a weird part of the internet.
It's called Tumblr. Actually, I
Very
don't live
weird.
in Tumblr. I would never want to live in Tumblr.
You live.
But I
you
like
live in a
Coconoe.
weird
She's
part.
nice. She's pretty.
But yeah, no.
I'll
So that's
post a
pretty much what
picture.
I've been up to, is being sick and then getting my burst of energy today and doing that. So hopefully, well, I want to say hopefully my schedule goes back to being normal. But at the same time, if it goes back to being normal, then I'm not going to have that much time to do anything, as right now I'm just going to be sleep deprived because I plan on streaming tonight. And I will
You guys
be
stream
up
more
for like
Darksiders?
32 hours. So by the end of my stream, I'll be up for like 32 hours. So I'm not.
'Cause that's
Nice.
totally normal for you. Too.
Darksiders or Final Fantasy?
It's probably going to be Final Fantasy 3.
It's probably going to be anything but Darksiders until I show
Now, when
up.
you mean Final Fantasy
Just
3,
saying.
Final Fantasy 3 or Final Fantasy 6? 'Cause
Oh man.
Whatever Final Fantasy 3 Steam edition is, which I imagine was the original 3, the Japanese 3.
I don't know. Final Fantasy really isn't worth much nowadays.
But no,
Which
I'm
is
gonna
sad.
I'm gonna go
There's
through.
Persona.
If I'm gonna go battle waifus, I'm actually gonna go, actually go get a chick.
You probably could.
Continue.
I
I-
totally could, and that's the best part about it. Like, if I
She has
wanted
a
a
short
waifu,
list.
if I wanted a waifu,
God,
it would be a
section
real life
movie.
waifu. It wouldn't have been some Persona person. It'd be
I
a
don't know,
real life
girls like
waifu.
Persona.
Yeah.
Girls like Persona a
Just
lot.
get it in.
Just saying. Just saying.
Extremely hot bisexual girls.
Yep.
I don't think any of us are opposed to this. Just saying.
Maybe I'll meet a girl at the anime, and she'll be
You
an
never know.
extremely hot bisexual girl.
And then she won't be interested
So that's
in
your very
you.
specific criteria. Then.
Hey, bisexual does not mean
But
homosexual.
most of the time, bisexual girls, most of the time, they let
I
their
wouldn't
doors
know.
swing so open.
The door swings so open. That's such a good metaphor.
Oh man,
They
we
swing
support
just
Cat
so
Gun.
open. Like,
best metaphor ever. I gotta remember this one for the future.
good luck tying one down. Just, that's all I'm saying.
Fine,
Yeah.
just a straight girl then. I don't care.
You just want a waifu.
Yeah.
You...
Here's the deal. No way. Okay, that's funny.
Got me.
That's funny.
Nice.
It's like the guy just comes home and he's like,
Hello, Kimo.
honey, and he just sees like two women.
Yep.
He's like,
Oops.
I should be offended by this, but I'm not. And I'm
The one
encouraging
chick's like, "Hi, honey, how are you?"
one of
Yes,
them has a cigarette in her
Andy.
hand.
Oh
he's
man.
like, cat,
lipstick
dot,
smeared
dot,
on the
dot.
back of their-
We've
Yes.
we've gone off. We've gone
Go,
off.
Joe. I wish.
Deep
Just
end.
say
by accident.
Yes.
it. Oh man.
By
There's an
accident.
anime store like in my town, and they have like meetings on Friday. But I'm scared to go because last time I went there, there was this. I think it was Little Busters was playing in the showroom, and I'm like, this looks like shit. But it did. I did buy Nano Breaker for $5 there, which is
Don't be afraid to find love.
who.
Who you saying
You
that to?
couldn't even hold the face straight. You couldn't even do it.
I'm not afraid. I'm just not good at it.
Don't be
man.
afraid. Go hang out with the otaku girls that would rather deal with the yaoi than real life guys.
That would be funny, actually. Yaoi fangirls are funny.
And start citing what? Oh, what? Poor Josh.
I've seen
Oh,
scare-
no,
I've
it's
seen
He's not
the
terribly
far
wrong.
reaches of the
That's
nerd
the problem.
like
Aw.
brony girls. That's where things get interesting.
Pass the roommate test.
Yeah.
Are they really
Yeah.
bronies? They're chicks.
I know
What?
more female fans in that.
Isn't
fandom
the
than I do
brony
guys,
is like a
which
term
is
for the
weird.
guys that are like
Higher Irish.
They
Yeah,
wear
we've
shirts
just taken a
with
turn
rainbow
for the
dash.
worst.
We
An
didn't even
absolute
like
turn.
try to get to subjects. It
It
just went
just went-
downhill.
Yeah, it just went downhill.
Female bronies are great. Like I can wear my jerk shirt, my Dan versus jerk shirt, and apparently I want to see if they follow me and start stalking me. That would be interesting. And I'll
See-
record the whole thing because I'll have a camcorder then.
Bronies pretty much started getting my ire when they started touching 40K. Then the gloves were off.
40K.
Fuck 'em. Fuck 'em.
They have to. They have
God,
totally.
terrible.
The bronies that are worth sticking around are like people like Two Snacks, who animates for Best Friends, because he's not like they don't go into every single video and make some reference like I came here from. I don't even know. Like,
I mean, a joke is a joke, and
Stone
that's cool.
Remix or something like that.
But like, if it's not a joke, then that's when it's weird.
There's the
Because-
Skyrim mod where you can like the horses are then turned into My Little Pony.
Okay, so should we
What?
actually get on topic?
Let's-
That's what I'm wondering,
let's-
because we've
let's-
hit like I'm okay. I'm okay talking about like going to pick up a chick because that's actually something. But bronies, let's not. Let's just not.
Bronies
I have support.
Let's
I have
just not.
support.
High
Yeah.
five.
Boom.
let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Wave that white flag and leave.
Turn it around.
Eject
Turn
button.
it
out.
out of here.
No.
Eject
outta here.
button.
Alienated all of the bronies.
It's okay, Alex. We have a mute button. You can.
I'll stop talking about nerd girls. Fine.
So back to the normal stuff then.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally
Right.
normal. So
Yeah,
the order.
Absolutely.
So okay,
Are we doing
are we
games
doing anime
I'll go
first?
on
We
this.
doing games first?
What's going first?
I think we already went through anime by saying,
I got
filler.
tech rants I can go through.
Hit it.
doing
I,
games
I,
first.
I want to know
Wait
this
your
information
turn,
of the
Karth.
order. This is
Yeah.
what I want to know, is the
Okay.
information of
Before
the
we
order.
go into the order, I want to make sure that Josh knows the news regarding Dragon Ball Xenoverse.
Yes, actually, I did want to hear this because it's game news and it's lame, but this game actually looks really fun.
No, that's not what I'm talking
My
about.
news
The
also
news-
covers Australia
I
and
just-
tech news all in one thing. It's very
I
strange.
discovered this on Twitter, and it was announced by Christopher Sabat, who does the voice of Vegeta and Piccolo.
Yeah.
Look, I agree with Trenchfoot over here.
And this was a rumor. This was actually a rumor that was going on, but finally got confirmed.
That's yes, I
Takahata from
think.
DBZ Abridged
Oh yeah, that's on there.
is going to be
How did
voiced
you
I
know?
saw that.
in Xenoverse. He's
Yep.
going to be a custom
Like
character.
male voice number 8 or something like that, and
he
he does a bunch of
sounds-
parody stuff.
He sounds like Ghost Nappa. He sounds exactly like Ghost
And
Nappa.
he does a whole bunch of parody stuff, like he might make
Something about Australia.
They make the jokes like the tri-beam. He calls it geometry.
I just think that, like, I found this out.
I'm laughing because of chat now.
Takahata retweeted it. And I wrote up an article on Hardcore Gamer about it. And I'm like,
Really? That's
yeah, it got a ton of hits.
no, that's not what I was really.
You missed it, buddy.
Never mind.
And it would have got a
Never
ton of
mind.
hits, but you missed it.
What happened? Is it the chat?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing happened
Yes.
at all.
Moving
It
on.
didn't, it didn't
Was
happen.
it what Kat said?
No. No.
Yep.
No.
Or was it what Gabi said up there?
A
No.
little bit of both, buddy.
No, now I gotta know. Now I need
No.
What are we laughing at? And I will react accordingly.
Actually, you know what
kinda
we're laughing at right now is you.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. I just see a bunch
Which
of
makes it
faces.
funny. Oh god damn it! I'm sorry, but I can't stop.
You guys are jerks.
So, okay, I have a short rant because Andy's the only one who got that joke.
Just-
Because terrible episode of Supernatural, the one where they have terrible luck,
Oh.
and there in there's like the rabbit's foot thing, and at the Sam character who has a puppy dog face already, there's a point where his shoe gets like stuck in a sewer grate, and it like goes down and like falls into the sewers, and his brother comes back, and he's just sitting there with this pitiful look on his face, like, I lost my shoe.
My shoe.
That was the look Alex just had on his face.
Yeah, totally.
Like, is that what you were laughing at?
That's yeah. I said it, and it was all quiet, and that one
Yeah.
needed an explanation. But I'm done now.
Yeah.
I-
So
I don't see.
We
I don't
butts.
see why
We
that was
butts.
a big enough deal to interrupt me.
It's totally a big deal.
oh,
Supernatural,
it was worth
which
it.
is starting soon. But anyway,
Yes.
I love you, cats. Take me now.
When is this ever going to end?
I don't.
never.
God.
Supernatural, it'll never end.
All
I mean,
this
the
action
first season was
scenes.
okay, but after that, oh my god.
All this
Maybe
action
the first maybe 2 seasons, maybe 3. But
It's like
I
that
think
cartoon of Morrigan from Darkstalkers playing with her supernatural dolls and making them kiss.
that's really what it's like. What seriously, I think they got to the point in one of the joke episodes where the faux writer of the show said, I think once you jump the shark, it never really comes back down. Then you can say it's
Yeah.
safe to say that the show's over. It's done.
Okay.
But
Are you
Yeah.
guys quite finished?
never.
Never.
But but continue.
I could just go back to talking about nerd women.
We have a real one here. So
Yeah.
No.
I want to know about the order.
I don't know much about
Oh.
like the nerds in my town, so I'm hoping to meet some.
like the order 19 or 18, what's the year?
I just wanted everyone to know that Ghost Nappa is going to be a choosable voice,
It's going to be good.
which is
I'm
going to be
pleased with
great
this.
because this is not only a fan voice actor, but this is the fan voice actor for the series that parodies the series that this game is in. So
I'm not sure the developers, well, somebody knows, but I'm not sure everybody knows yet. I'm just pleased that it's happening.
just get little Karibo in there too, and then instant.
Just get that entire crew
I
to
have
do
a
the
feeling
voices.
that
It'll
I'm
be
going to be
amazing.
reviewing it for Hardcore Gamer because I reviewed Battle of Z, which was shit. And
Oh,
now
yeah.
that I play as Ghost Nappa, I'm
I was
kind of
gonna
a little
say,
more
I'm
enthusiastic.
probably gonna get this game. It's probably gonna happen. I'm probably gonna make
It
terrible
is on
videos and
PC.
probably just scream
It
the
is
whole
gonna be on
time,
PC.
and it'll be funny.
It's going to be good. I mean,
And I'll
there
get
is
Tio
no
to play with me,
choice.
and we'll just do bad jokes the whole time, and it'll be.
You're just going to hear Takahata the whole way. Just Takahata.
You'll hear me. You hear me do the Island voice the whole time. It'll be incredible.
I'm like, I just wanted to make sure that Jeremy knew this too, because he's a huge fan of Team 4-Star as well.
Yes, he is, and he will be knowing this. And I think that's going to make him buy this game. I think it's just
on
going to do
PC.
it.
Oh yeah.
And it's also, I think it's going to be on PS3, Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS4. So
The consoles are currently in the beta right now. That's why there's a bunch of YouTube videos up about it. So if you haven't seen it, you can see what the combat system's going to kind of be like. There's like 6 people on the map at the same time, and you could all
I
target
don't
different
like
people
that.
and free fly.
that's the
And
reason that I didn't like
Nice.
Battle of Z.
well, you haven't seen that yet, because that's all all the videos that are up, man.
Heard about the creative character. I mean, Battle of Z. I don't like the team things, but that's not important. We're going to talk about the order now. The order, 1886.
1886, that's the year.
This is the reason PlayStation 4, because I love the idea of sort of a steampunk shooter, supernatural kind of stuff, and that's interesting. And over time, when more gameplay came out, it started to look like, yeah, this looks like Gears of War.
A little bit. It
This
really
looks
does.
like a cover-based shooter, and I kind of expected more than that. So, in case people don't know, the Order 1886 was a very, very early announced PlayStation 4 game. Right when they first announced the system, before it even came out, this was one of their big, big games that was announced with it. It's made by Ready at Dawn, which up till now really haven't had a very big library of games on console. They made the Daxter game on PSP. They made the God of War games on PSP, and they made the Wii port of Okami. So
I trusted them to make a fully fledged game now.
I mean, this is the first AAA console game that they've made from scratch. There's a lot riding on this. Sony is pushing it because this is because last year the PlayStation 4 had nothing. I'm not even kidding. PlayStation 4 had no exclusives last year. There were 2 huge exclusives that came out: Infamous Second Son and Drive Club. Drive Club still doesn't work. So that had Infamous. Infamous was amazing. But so this is going to be the year where PlayStation 4 says, okay, we got all these exclusives. We got your Bloodborne. We got your Uncharted 4. We got your Order. PlayStation 4 in 2015.
There was a brief point where Xbox sales
We're higher. Yeah.
were higher, but that was because they had a temporary severe price drop, and then afterwards they brought it back up to test to see how the market would go, and they nosedived immediately. They brought it back down, but they never really recovered from that. So PlayStation 4 is still selling way better than the 360 than the Xbone. But,
Xbox One had better first-party games than last year. Last year, I mean, it had Sunset Overdrive, it had Master Chief Collection, although that is bugged up the ass. Right now, it had continued support of Killer Instinct, it had D4, so it was doing better. But the Order, which is coming out this week on the 20th, I believe, has, I mean, a lot of people are confused about it, and they're like, okay, can this live up to the hype? It kind of looks, I mean, it looks interesting. I mean, it looks beautiful. I mean, I'm not going to argue with that. I mean, that is some beautiful.
We just need to see if they fuck up the gameplay or not.
We know it's going to be 30 frames per second, which I'm not thrilled about. I mean, like, if you're going to promise next-gen gameplay, then give us next-gen gameplay. We had 60 frames per second on the freaking Super Nintendo. So, I mean, the GameCube had 60 frames per second when you played F-Zero GX.
Why? Where did the obsession come with them wanting to downscale that? Like,
because they need to up the models. Like, they need more detailed models means they got to cut the frame rate. And I'm like, I don't care. I want a better frame rate. If I had to
better gear in your fucking console,
models and a better frame rate, I would always pick a better frame rate.
Always.
Because think about playing like F-Zero on the Super Nintendo in 30 frames per second.
Fuck that.
would not be the same.
No.
And there are people who's like, I can't see the difference between 30 and 60 frames. And I'm like, don't lie to my face, okay?
Yeah.
It's a
I mean,
noticeable.
you can't physically see the difference, but you can feel that it's
you can
it's
see
smoother
the
or
difference.
more rough.
You can see.
What I mean
the
by that,
difference.
it's like
it is.
after about 25, you can't see any like stuttering or anything like that. It feels slower. It's not as smooth.
It's butter
That's why
smooth.
when it goes up, you're like, oh, okay, this is way more smooth. It's more fluid.
Yeah, that's an
but
interesting thing, Eric.
There's no actual visual key that says.
Well,
this is wrong.
it's hard to explain. It just looks smoother. But
Yeah, it's actually if you notice the difference between like
It
movies.
just flows better.
Movies
Yeah,
these days
with
are
movies.
30 frames a second.
Mm.
Like that's the normal standard thing people are used to.
Yeah.
When it gets to be double that, ironically, you'll see those in your daytime TV shows. You'll see those in soap operas. You ever wonder why they look different, kind of weird? But
yeah, they look. They call like. Yeah, I know that.
it's because they're actually in 60 frames a second. It's actually with a better camera.
Mm.
But we've been trained since all the movies are 30 frames a second that 30
The quality
is
is that
more
much.
I want to
professional.
say,
Well, the
as
interest-
being
okay, go ahead, Kat.
someone who's watched something in 60 frames per second, it almost has what I consider a puppet look to it. Like the
Mhm.
people are above the background. Like it looks like they're
You're talking about
3D.
for anime and stuff?
No, I mean
like
for
TV.
TV and stuff, where it
Mm.
looks the 60 frames per second looks different.
The one thing to
You can
remember-
tell depth of field much better.
Yeah, like it looks like being at like a stage performance, a live
Mhm.
performance of something.
that
where-
actually happens when there is when you have a high definition TV with a very fast refresh rate.
hmm
That even things that would normally be 30 frames per second look like they are soap operas because of that.
Mm.
Yeah, I can't. There was something I watched even like streaming wise, and I noticed that, and I was like, what? Why does it look so weird? Looked it up and was just like, that's not 60, that's 120 to 40.
Yeah,
Oh, I
those
don't
are
think I've ever seen
those are
something
crazy.
like that. That must be like
most of the time. Most of the time, the only thing that gets pumped at in that level of HD, at least in America, is football and other sports like that. And you'll usually only see those in stores, on the displays for people like us, anyways. You're a big sports fan, then you have those big HD TVs, and they
Yeah.
pump that out in HD. Then yes, those frame rates
So-
are that stupid.
I'm
Mm.
still not used to seeing 60 frames per second videos on YouTube because that's still a new feature.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like I don't have an Elgato that can do 60 frames per second in 1080. I'm thinking about getting the new model at some point. And like you said, Erica, that's like they called it the cinematic frame rate.
Oh yeah.
And
And just as a side note, people do go for Elgatos because if you get one of these, they fucking suck.
yeah,
I don't mind having my picture labeled to that. They are horrible. It looks like someone was recording my Xbox 360 stuff with a goddamn phone. Actually, would have been better. So,
Well, I mean, I have my Elgato can record 60 frames per second, just not in 1080p, and it also depends on the game. But they call it the cinematic frame rate because technically that is the cinematic frame rate. Films in 60 frames per second look really weird. Just look at The Hobbit because they tried doing that and it
Didn't work so well
Didn't
because
go
you saw
over so-
everything that was wrong.
and that's
The
because
swords that are bending a little bit when they're swinging them, because normally you can't even see it. But some of the
Yeah.
sword strikes, you'll see the thing bend and then go back
But
because
games,
it's so good. Everything that's wrong, you see it.
it's like when you like in HD when you see all the anchor people's like blemishes on their face. Like
Oh, I don't have to worry about that at all. No.
right. But
So what does that translate to like the video games now that are kind of either keeping it up to par with the 60 frames per second or even
Well,
30 frames per second?
the
Like
thing is that a lot of the games aren't able to do 60 frames per second because they feel they need to increase the detail of the models.
Mhm.
And I think that's stupid. I mean, well, first of all, if you promise 1080p 60 frames per second, you better give us 1080p 60 frames per second. And don't pull this. It's a cinematic 30 frames.
here's the thing: is they can do it in the better frame
Just
rate.
say you can't.
We
do
have the hardware to do it. It exists.
What
and
about
not
the
that expensive
games?
either.
that promise that, but have the black bars that are like here, and you get
Oh,
this
God,
like
I fucking hate that.
widescreen cinematic,
Yeah.
and the bars are like here to here instead of
Hate
being
that
like
shit.
did that.
here to here,
There was
but
another
like
game
here
that
to
was
here.
released really soon that
Fit the
did that. I'm
screen.
trying to remember what it was. It's something new. I think it might have been the Order. I think the Order actually has that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I was like
Get rid of those.
watching
Please just get rid of
YouTube.
those.
Well, the reason
gives you
is so
nothing.
that they don't have, excuse me, they don't have to reload or load that many pixels. Like the reason they do the black bars is so that they don't have to load that many pixels. Like,
I don't like this idea that games need to look like movies.
Eh.
They don't need to do that. They shouldn't do that.
oh, what was it I was watching that legitimately looked like a movie? And they were trying to be like, we're going to be revolutionary, and it's like you are in a cinematic the entire gameplay experience. I want to say it's Final Fantasy 15. I want to say it's Final Fantasy 15.
Final Fantasy 15 does look good. I mean, technically. I mean, that's
Yeah.
it looks. If you can get that at 60 frames per second, then I'm gonna be like, that's next gen.
Yeah.
I don't know much about the gameplay or the story though, but
Well, we're off of Lightning now, so yay!
thank
That's
you. I'm so
something.
tired of
Yay!
seeing
Everyone was.
stoic, emotionless girl Cloud. It's
I'm
creepy.
so
I don't.
tired.
Okay, I don't even know how Cloud made it cool. I don't, but he
I don't
did.
either.
He was the whiniest bitch guy ever when you really got down to it, but it only bust out like 3 times. I don't know how he made it look cool. And this is like that, but in HD. And that's the problem.
Squall made it worse, and then we got Lightning, where it's like, oh, it's a girl Cloud.
Just
You can dress her
exponential
up.
bad. It's just all the characters were tropes.
And she can
None of
pole
them were
dance.
serious.
When she goes down poles, she does her little twirl, and I'm like, come on, man, that's stupid.
And the Chocofro.
I forgot that guy's name. I didn't even.
I never knew his name. That's all I've called him.
I didn't even play
Chocofro.
Final Fantasy 13. I didn't play any of them because everyone says they're so bad.
Oh man.
I played
Final-
Final Fantasy 13 after I found out that 14 hours of the 20 hours of that gameplay is all cinematics. Literally 14 hours of cinematics.
You know what that reminds me of? Dirge of Cerberus.
Yes. But
I played the shit out of that game because I loved
Me and
Vincent,
Matt need
and
to
that's
play
all it
that.
was. That's all it was, is a fucking cinematic.
We
Yeah.
need to play that game because it's like
was-
a shooter.
It was pretty much the sequel to Advent Children.
no,
They made it
was.
right at that time,
Yeah,
and it was the same
during
animatic,
that
the same.
reunion project where
yeah.
they wanted to crank out all of this Final Fantasy VII related media, and
Mm.
I thought Advent Children was good for what it was. Its story was total garbage, but if you're just looking for crazy sword fights, then holy crap, that was amazing.
It was a reunion story to get them kicked back
Yeah.
off, and
That's really the
all
whole
that.
deal. It's
Yeah.
a reunion story because it's trying to reunite all of these characters that from Final Fantasy VII. That's the whole point of it. It's a perfect metaphor.
but like not Advent Children, but Dirge of Cerberus was pretty much the sequel to that, in that it was the same animatics team. They had all the same voice actors. You can tell the cinematics looked like they were literally, they took the assets from Advent Children and put them into this. And the gameplay wasn't even really that good, but it was kind of fun. And I wanted to see Vincent's story a bit more fleshed out. This was almost too fleshed out.
You're right, Trenchfoot. You are. That's right.
Yeah, Dirge of Cerberus probably was really meant to be a movie.
Final
But-
Fantasy level straps and belts.
Lulu.
I forget who
think
told
that-
me that. I forget where I saw that before.
I think Lulu
That was
was.
from
Lulu
Somebody-
play Assassin's Creed Revelations.
No, somebody like at Square Enix did. Oh God, what did they do?
And they give
They
them
did,
huge shoes, especially if they're kids.
No, okay, that's what it was. It was somebody from the Final Fantasy art department did their version of Batman, and it
my
was
God.
ridiculous looking.
Jim
Like, look it
Sterling
up.
tore that apart.
Look that up, because all it is belts and straps and yes, Jim Sterling, he did a thing on it too, because they focus more on their ridiculous, stupid fucking
It's
outfits and
excessive.
their
Mm.
tropes more than they
Mm.
have any form of character whatsoever. Because that's what sells in Japan, is the flashy and the over the top, and they're this
Well,
type of
yeah,
person.
because visual K is a thing.
Hmm. But there's
Now,
nothing behind it at all.
Final
It's
Fantasy
dead.
15 looks interesting, but it's not the RPG that's coming out this year that's on my mind. And a lot of people share my sentiment. It's Persona 5, which looks better.
Well, you're just a Persona fanboy in general.
I've not played 1 through 4, so
I've not played any Personas, but I hear
Yeah,
that
I've not
I
played
do
a
hear
single
good things
Persona
about them.
game.
I bet
I
you
do
do
hear-
because I tell you about them all the time.
Not just from you. I mean, like unbiased from other places. I do hear good things about
Unbiased.
them.
I tried Persona 3 on a whim, and it turned out to be one of my favorite PlayStation 2 games.
I still have it, and I have yet to play it. The only thing I know of Persona is watching the Golden animation,
Mm.
and I quit 6 episodes in because I was
I'm
like,
gonna
man,
watch that after I finish Persona.
this is so just boring and dry, and what?
It's a
Why?
video game anime. What did you expect? It's
Dude,
not
Duncan
just
Rompaw was
anime.
amazing.
It's
Like,
not
there,
Danganronpa.
there's so many good anime versions of like Vita games and PSP games and like in general
about
just
Fate?
Games.
right?
Like the Fate series, that was a game,
Yeah,
and they've made that
My
like what
friends
3,
love
4
those.
times. Like they keep doing all the different arcs, and they keep redoing the whole series, but with a different ending.
right.
And people keep watching it because
Yeah,
it's this
Erica's gonna
version
stream
now.
Persona 3 for you, Kat. You should watch that.
Well, if I was gonna watch Persona, I'd watch Alex, but even then, I love you to death, Alex, but I only watch you when you're not streaming Persona 4.
Well,
And that's only because, like, literally.
To be fair, that was not insulting to me. That was insulting to Persona 4. So
Right.
I don't
But there's just something about the Persona games that have never really interested me in a I'm going to play this as an RPG. If I get into the kick where I'm like, I want to play a dating sim, then maybe I'll play Persona. But there was just like watching a friend of mine, Steve, play. He ended up there was one I can't even think which one it was. I know the cover of it. It wasn't for
what color was it? Usually the colors determine the Persona game. Was it
Blue,
Persona 1
I
or 2? Because those are very different than Persona 3 and 4.
I think it was probably one of the original ones.
Yeah, those are the ones that not very many people know about because it's before the dating sim.
Yeah.
That was more
And
just a traditional dungeon crawler.
And I actually kind of enjoyed that, enjoyed watching that, compared to literally the dating sim that
Well, if you like
Persona,
that,
like,
yeah, try it. Like I think it's on PSN, the first 2, and like it is taking dating sim influences. That's how they did that, and I can understand that you think that the reason that I think the dating sim parts are so good is because it's one of the few games I know that is actually able to link story and gameplay completely seamlessly because your interactions with these people affect your gameplay. They affect the things that you do in the game. Because if you talk to this person and you get a good relationship with them, then you're going to want to focus your persona on the kinds that are beneficial to that person's type. And I think that's cool. But I know that they're not for everyone because they are different. The social links are unique, but I like the setting of kind of the high school setting because I get burnt out on the tropes of RPGs.
of course you like the high school setting.
Shut up. I just think that
I can't keep this up forever. My eyebrows.
I don't like medieval fantasy.
I can give you one.
It's dull. It's really boring to me.
You're watching the wrong ones then.
That's why I like.
You're watching ones with that retard. That's right.
It's just
She
why
knows it's bad.
I just that's why I like JRPGs because there's more variety. Like there is the Final Fantasy, there's the Personas, there's the Kingdom Hearts. There's just all this variety, but I very rarely see that in Western RPGs aside from things like Deus Ex or Fallout.
That's because they're Western RPGs. They tend
Just
to not
because?
be as good. Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of Japanese medieval RPGs.
I know,
Yes.
but those aren't everywhere.
Hmm.
I think that there's more variety in JRPGs, and I know people are going to disagree with me on that. I mean, I'm not saying
There
that
is.
Japanese RPGs are inherently better. I'm just saying that I find the variety more interesting. And I have no idea how we got on this topic when we were talking about the order.
It's technically video games, so we're still sort of on topic.
Yeah, we're still there.
There really wasn't any other news. I mean, the order overall, I'm going to play it. The big controversy that people are talking about is like, how long is it going to be? Some people are saying it's going to be 3 hours. Some people say it's going to be 9 hours. Some say it's going to be 15 hours. And I'm like, just wait for the game to come out. Just because no one's giving me a straight answer. No one's giving me a straight answer there.
I think most of the gameplay stuff that we were seeing anyways with the order is before the shit hits the fan stuff anyways, because we're seeing the cover-based shooter stuff, and then they've let it drop with the whole werewolf thing, and I'm pretty sure that's going to turn the game on its head probably about a third of the way in, like it usually does. So they're not letting any of that drop yet, so we
There
don't
are really
know.
two things that are impressing me about this. First of all, Zeppelins. Zeppelins are freaking cool.
Because there's a whole sequence.
And the other thing is you can shoot a grenade in midair. And it's kind of like those sort of elements where you can, they feel dynamic, they feel interesting. And Tesla, Nikola Tesla is sort of that dark horse of science. He was crazy. Everyone knows he was absolutely insane. He tried to make a death ray, and he tried to make a mind-reading machine.
I know people who've tried to make those. They're not always crazy.
Well, Tesla was crazy, but he was also a genius, and a lot of the
some would disagree about the crazy part, but yeah,
a lot of the guns and the things that you have in the order are based on a lot of his studies. And I think that out of all, some people say Tesla is better than Edison because Edison was a businessman, not just an inventor, and a lot of his stuff was influenced by the things that Tesla did. Tesla just didn't sell it.
So I think not able to, because he would have been seen by the society back then as crazy because he was a shut-in. Whereas Edison had his inventions were different, or they influenced from where it doesn't matter, but he was able to go to those communities where he
was a people person,
and and he knew how to talk to those people. It would be like the equivalent of can't remember his fucking name now. There you go, Steve Jobs running Apple, being able to talk to people and market shit, and the guys that actually invent everything.
He was the Stan Lee versus the Jack Kirby.
Yeah.
But that's something with the order, I think, is the fact that the concept there is amazing. Like, it's a good concept. Like, having an actual, essentially damper steampunk
Ghostbusters. That's what people are saying. Steampunk
but
Ghostbusters.
It kind of has that League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Oh yeah.
A little bit,
that feel to it. And I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. I love the concept of it. But I think a lot of people are kind of going past the concept and being like, oh, there's only 5 hours of gameplay. Someone already completed it on YouTube, blah, blah, blah. Like, they're breaking down the game to literally just chunks of time. And it's like, why?
That takes out all of the game.
Right, I can understand, Alex, being a reviewer, okay, yeah, you're gonna want to play through the whole game, you're gonna want to see the whole game, and it's kind of, I want to say, the shorter the better for you, in a review sense. But at the same time, if you enjoy that setting and enjoy just being able to look around and be like, yeah, this is amazing, why not just enjoy it that way instead of...
I completely agree, and it's as a reviewer, I do need to be conscientious of how long a game is and how, because a review is, a buyer's guide. It is basing it as a product. But a lot of my favorite games from last year were very, very short as far as length of gameplay. I
Metal Gear?
Ground Zero was definitely up there.
Yeah.
Murasaki Baby was there. And they're super short games, but I enjoyed all the time I was playing them. And I've just...
How about I Am Bread?
Nah, that wasn't one of my
almost killed her.
It wasn't one of my favorite games of last year. It was interesting, and they did do an update on that. But I just think that people, well, first of all, we don't know how long it is, so counting it out this early is ridiculous. If a game is good and you really like it, if it's short, you're gonna play it again. So there's your replay value.
And I think it was Erica that said that people counting hours is weird because when they go through. It doesn't always seem accurate. I kind of do the same thing. I take my time in games, like
Mhm.
way more than most people do, because I just like looking around at crap. I like seeing the design, putting in stuff. I will like slow down, even in shit like Destiny, where there's practically no story. I'll go through stuff and like, oh,
That
this is
looks
a
really good.
callback to this over
The first
here. So
BioShock.
that sort of means
Oh
like
yeah,
this.
Bioshock is really good. This is,
Yeah.
I mean, this is the same deal I had with Ground Zeroes. People were saying this, you can complete the campaign in 30 minutes because you rush through it.
Yeah, like you got
If
these
you go
people
throughout the
who
map and you
ha-
interrogate guards, you get other missions. You can find items. You can complete other things to do. If you rush through an open world game, of course it's going to be short.
Well, it's kind of like the MMO situation of whether you're actually a player or whether you're a raider. Because if you
I was
have
gonna say you of all people talking about rushing through games, talking about MMOs. That's what you do. Like there's plot.
Right,
What's
which-
that? I want the raid gear. And
Okay,
just
so
runs through the whole
Skyrim
thing.
in like
This-
3
this-
hours if you rush through it. So.
this is
can.
exactly the situation, is because I've played both sides of that spectrum. Exact same both sides of that spectrum.
Mhm.
As being someone who looks at single player games much differently than multiplayer and MMO games, because like that's me playing it. Like I'm stuck in that world. Like I can't just be like, "Hey buddy, can you pull me through this? Can you carry me through this dungeon?" Like I'm the person who's actually in the game, so I tend to like not necessarily rush through it, but I kind of hurry through it.
You get it.
Darksiders, like Darksiders, I found out like, okay, there's chests certain places, but I was like, you know what? Am I gonna really go back all the way to the beginning and get that chest? Probably not.
You're probably gonna go that way anyways. You go back and forth in that game a lot.
I know,
Just throwing it out.
The travel time or the backtracking in that game is
Oh, but you get a
ridiculous.
horsey.
I
That
actually
makes it
just
better.
Totally
get-
worth it.
You get a
I
freaking
will
medal.
also say what you're
Looks
talking
cool.
about, the abyssal armor, as I think what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Totally worth it. It looks fucking awesome.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's worth it, but as being someone who has the raider mentality,
Mm.
I'm gonna rush through the game to get through the game. Now,
Guess what happens when you beat the game, though? It's over. You don't get to stay
Yeah.
and play around and stuff.
yeah, I know. At that point, okay, awesome. I got another game on my checklist done.
Yeah.
Like,
like
there's
super
certain
good.
games that I will sit there and enjoy, like Kingdom Hearts. Like, I went through every nook and cranny of that game and was like, I'm gonna 100% this game. Darksiders,
Nice.
okay, I'm playing it because I'm enjoy the story. That's all I want to go through. I don't care if I 100% it. Do I get to
Different games operate differently.
like? I'm just gonna go
This thing
through
is-
for the story.
I think many people are actually like that. There are games that they're just like, I'm just going to go through this as quick as possible because there's only certain aspects of it I like. But everybody
Mhm.
has one field that are like, I will experience everything of
Everything,
that game
yeah.
if it kills me.
I don't really like games to go on too long. I mean, there are exceptions. Like I think Skyrim is good that I get all this time out of, like big, huge RPGs like that. I mean,
Reciteer.
Yeah.
those are just huge games, and I like getting lost in them. I like having like 100+ hours in my playtime.
See, that's
I just got done recording that damn thing before I got on here.
but
That's
Put
why
the
I
video up
won't
this
touch
week.
Skyrim. I will not touch Skyrim. I played 2 hours of Skyrim and went, I'm
You-
done. Like, I know the entire setting, I know the story, I know the environment, thankfully, because I watched it and people talk about it. But I'm like, I don't have 200 hours to spend.
But you
in
can
this
use
game.
that, like,
Nothing
on all those-
but
sit
a
around.
time sink, and you get
Oh,
lost.
gosh, yeah.
Right.
What about
And
those MMOs you play?
Oh,
You
yeah.
have a lot of
but
time
that's
for those,
that's
like
that's the
Birdcage.
thing. If I'm gonna play something and spend 200 hours, I'm gonna
You're
play
gonna waste
something.
it on a game like Arcade.
Yeah, but I'm going to literally spend my time and be like, hey, guess what? I did this achievement. I ranked this.
But
I
you
did this
hated
dungeon.
Arcade.
Actually,
You
okay,
loved
I
and
hate it.
hated it. There was two sides there.
There is two sides because I still have points that I'm going, man, that was a really good game. That was a really good concept. That was, like you said, well, actually, our 2014 wrap-up video from a couple weeks
Mhm.
ago. I was like, what was your favorite game of 2014? Arcade. What was your least favorite game of
Arcade.
2014? Arcade. Like, it had that love-hate relationship, but it's still an MMO to me where even though I wasted the time and I played it, there still was achievements in it that I could walk up to someone and be like, I hit max level, what about you? If I would do that in a single-player game, I look pathetic. I walk up to an NPC in a first single-player game. Hey, look, I got
They're
this
all-
weapon.
It's
There
the
are-
social aspect.
There are games that I've played that I've gotten absolutely everything in, like the 3D Rareware platformers on the N64. I've completed Banjo-Kazooie and gotten everything in that game. Banjo-Tooie, same deal. But sometimes they're like a lot of the games these days are just too big for me to 100%. And that's maybe why I think that I like more condensed games. I don't think a game needs to go over, say, 15 hours. Although, there are exceptions. Okami is probably one of the oddest cases of playtime because, and they said this on
Wait. You have to see this.
what? We're gonna keep going. But the thing with Okami, oh god, Amaterasu. Okami,
Oh dear.
and they said this on the Best Friend cast. Okami was
It's
essentially
the cutest
trilogy.
emote on Twitch.
Okami was a trilogy. It was 3 games in one game because
Yeah.
there's like these 3 different sagas. Right when you think you're at the final boss, you have 2/3 of the game left. And I thought that was
Oh, yeah.
great. I mean, that was a game that I didn't really feel bad when I'm like, oh, this isn't the end of the game. I like getting to the end of the game because I feel that I'm like, I finished this game. I did it. But games that go on forever, games that are outstay their welcome, like Sonic fucking Boom.
I think
Well-
with the whole achievements and like the bragging rights and games and stuff like that, it works better in a social environment anyways, because you're already in a situation where you can carry bragging rights. I think bragging rights worked at some point back when video games were hard. Because
Back
they're
when
not
they were
anymore.
hard, or when achievements actually counted for something.
Well, I mean, he's
When
thinking
you-
like Castle, like
We're talking like Contra
Castlevania.
and like shit like that.
Like
But-
what was another one that kind of did that?
No, what I mean though is like when Xbox 360 first came out,
Mm-hmm.
like it first came out, and it was like you saw people that had 10K achievement points. You were like, oh my god, they were like amazing. And then you look at it now and you're like, oh, you have 100,000? Oh, you have 200,000? Okay, whatever. Like, you get achievement for walking through a door. You get achievement for picking up a gun. You get achievement for, like, taking a shit on some
Well, I have my
poor
opinion
guy's
on
couch.
achievements.
Like, you get an achievement. Literally, I'm like, why the fuck? Why? There's no point. There's literally...
Gamer scores are dumb now.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
They're
like,
They
called
didn't used to
gamer
be,
penises. That's what they are. They're just about saying, and here's the problem I have with gamer score. What does it measure? It doesn't measure how good you are at a game because you can get an
It
There you
measures
go.
how much of your life you're willing to waste to
a
find all those
legitimate
achievements
gaming
at the end of the game.
achievement. 100% a legitimate gaming achievement being the Boshi.
I don't know what that means.
What?
Bosch is a very, very, very awesome game.
I want to be the guy. I want to be
Oh, I
Boshi.
haven't played that.
What?
I hear it's like trollish.
Oh, it's max level troll.
I
Like,
should.
but
I
that's
think my
what
friend Matt has that. Maybe I'll.
that's what it is though. Like, that's a legitimate like gaming achievement. It'd be like, I beat Boshi, and it's like, holy fuck! Like, bow down to this person. Like, this guy has mad game skills.
It's
Like,
just
yo,
gamers-
dog.
Gamers, we don't know what gamer score measures. It doesn't measure how long you play.
Leave the couches alone.
Because you can
No,
get,
Andy, I will
30
not.
games Or by finishing the game, you don't know. It's. I don't know what gamer score measures. Like
So-
It doesn't anymore.
it's not solely
Yeah, it
how
doesn't
good you
really.
are because you can get achievements doing nothing, and it's not solely how long you play because some achievements can get you 50 just by beating the game.
From
There's no
my
consistency. It's
analyzing it,
gamer penis.
sort of looking at it, is games should have 2 things. They have the shit that's handed to you on a silver platter, which is, oh, you got through chapter 1, achievement chapter 1.
Mhm.
So it's like, this is how much time you spent on the game. The other half is, how much time is that person willing to sink into this thing to find or do all
Like
of
that
the
Gears of
random
War
shit that's left
achievement
over?
called Seriously. Getting
Yeah.
250,000 kills in multiplayer.
Which is like,
It's-
what the hell? Okay.
And you only
Me too.
get like 30 achievement points. Why don't you just rent Tomb Raider, finish the game in 6 hours? You get the same amount. That's what
the number is arbitrary. It's usually
I know that's why they
how
should
many
get
of each
rid of
game.
it.
Yeah.
They should stick
It
to
should
like
just
I
be
think
like
trophies are better
Yeah.
because then they're just tiers. Like you got.
It depends on which game we're talking about. Some games organize their achievements better. Like, say, a game that I know that has achievements and has a decent online thing, Destiny, just generic example. They have a couple of lame achievements for going through the story and all that. Okay. Then they have the raiding achievements that are actually difficult to get. I have a couple of things because I actually have friends that have a clan that actually raid together that like 4% of the entire PS4 Destiny community does not have, or like 4% has.
Right.
That's it. That's something that I'm like, I look at that on my screen and go, yeah. How many other people actually know people that give a fuck? Not many. Me. Ooh. I'm not like, I'm not even max level in the game because it's like random number generator stuff. But I know people have way better gear than me and have done less cool shit than I have. That's neat with games. I think that achievements have been organized in games poorly because they'll assign them to stupid shit as opposed to actually
jumping on a
difficult
couch
things.
5 times in Borderlands 2.
They give you an achievement that says freebie. They literally make fun of.
That was Deadpool. That was Deadpool because you just like turn on the game and like part of the opening dialogue, the thing pops up and Deadpool looks down at it and goes, "Oh, this is going to be that type of game."
That's pretty.
And it's called Freebie. This one's for free. It's really funny.
I didn't even know that was a real thing. But
no, it's totally real.
That's funny. That's pretty good. I mean,
yeah, the Deadpool game. If you haven't, excellent.
So it's going to be that
excellent game.
That's good. I like it.
But I just think that people say, why doesn't Nintendo put achievements in their games? And then they kind of start doing that. They need an achievement-wide system. No, they don't. Achievements
you don't really need it.
Achievements are for people who cannot create their own crafty feats on their own. It is.
I miss when the one achievement you would get was, "Hey, look, you completed the game."
Yeah.
Or you got a high score, or
you beat this game in hard mode. Good job.
Those are fine. And when you were a kid,
finish game, normal, easy, hard, whatever.
On the playground. But now it's just like it's basically them giving you a list of things to do when you're done because you can't think them up yourself.
Right.
They are deciding what is important to do in the game, and I think that that's in no way necessary.
Or you could also look at it this way. People like the bright, shiny things that go ding, you achieve something. So even if they don't like a game that goes boom, achievement, they go, ooh, I want to keep playing this because I achieved something.
It makes you
so one way or the other. Yeah. It's a very, very normal part of
also
bright and flashy.
I feel like we should wrap up the game soon because I know that you guys have stuff to do.
I have a couple of things, but I usually rush through my crap.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll then keep going then. So we'll keep talking about this.
I personally wonder if the game achievements have kind of. I wonder if the game achievements for single player games was sparked by MMOs, because MMOs have always, even back with EverQuest, had the achievement system. And had, hey, you hit item level so-and-so, you acquired so-and-so items, you went through this, and I mean, most of the time they were not essentially you went through the storyline, but like, yeah, you did like 500 quests, here, have a title. But it still was something that you did as a player. It wasn't click, go through cinematic, click, go through cinematic. Okay, you got an achievement for completing this chapter, click. But it was something like you still got the achievements, and that's something I'm wondering is if it was taken from MMOs into single player games, because a lot of people started to realize that they're not playing the single player games as much.
Well,
because of self-gratification.
Right. You're part ways right already.
Melee had trophies.
Right.
Those required.
PlayStation has trophies. Yeah.
So I mean, like Super Smash Bros. Melee, you literally you get a trophy to look at in game,
Mhm.
and it is you have to do a certain thing to get them. I mean, that's fine. I think that didn't give the thing some sort of fake meaning. I think gamer
Like a
score
gamer
in
score.
general is completely artificial. It's a way to get people to
It
play
is.
games and buy games.
It's like Steam Rank.
It's
Oh
Yeah.
my
there's
God.
no point in doing that. I don't even think trophies are needed. PlayStation.
Dude, I
But-
went through the Steam rank and was attempting to get up there in the Steam rank, and I went, why am I doing this?
You don't
This
get
is
anything. You don't get anything.
pointless.
But I think
Mm.
that you're kind of right as far as MMOs and stuff goes, because starting about the original Xbox and the PlayStation and stuff, when the PlayStation Network and the Xbox Live were a thing,
Right.
it stopped the single player experience as a whole, because now you can actually look at other people. Back on the previous consoles, it was you knew what you did and you had bragging rights from word of mouth, and that's it.
And you see your friend doing it, and you're like, oh, I gotta beat him.
Exactly. So that kind of took from the digital
Honestly.
online culture and brought it to
Yeah.
consoles. I don't know if
And then
I
consoles
think it
ruined
was
for everybody.
yeah,
Like
but definitely it's a culture. It was a culture shift from just individual bragging rights to I'm going to actually show this off, and there being digitized systems to let you do that, as
Right.
opposed to just hey,
So it
I
might not
did
have
this.
been so much the MMO games themselves, but just the social situation
Yeah,
of
the online.
MMOs. Yeah. That's interesting though, because
I
mean,
just don't think achievements have a point. I don't think that you need them. I mean, they're nice to have because sometimes you every now and then you just kind of see an achievement and they're like, oh, I'll go after that. Like I see that in Saints Row a lot, but
I
they are
know
necessary.
there's very few achievements now that I will actually go after. But I remember back in the day, like there would be like certain things that I'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go do this, like just so I can get this achievement." Nowadays, I'm just kind of like, "Well, just hand it to me. Like, why do I have to work for it?"
If it's not
Yeah.
worth the
Like-
effort, then I'm not going to do it. But I think that
the
one-
only
one
good
game-
achievements are the ones that you don't know are coming. Like you're like, oh, I'm gonna try this thing. It sounds probably kind of stupid and might be kind of awesome if I pull it off, and then all of a sudden you get an achievement, you're like, oh, that was cool.
yeah,
Like
if it's-
turning
if
the
it's a-
Totally
doors,
sad.
the
if it's a
doorknobs
pointless
in
journey.
I think it was Stanley
you're not-
Parable.
Stanley
Stanley
Parable.
Parable.
That was
Oh,
hilarious.
that makes you
because
run
even
around.
if you
But
did
Stanley
do it,
Parable is a good example
Yeah.
for this because
even
it
if you didn't-
specifically it was a microscope on games and
Mm,
game
yeah,
in-game
it's-
design. That was the whole
Mm.
point of it. So that's a very good example to bring up.
mm.
that was so interesting because it's like, oh, you're really doing this for an achievement.
Right.
That-
Mhm.
Even if I didn't get an achievement at the end, I still would have laughed, and I think that was great. I just think that the achievements are distracting. They're in no way necessary. They're nice to have because there is a game, The Dishwasher Vampire Smile on 360 is a game that I would actually complete the hardest difficulty to get the achievement just because I really like the game and I like that challenge. It's fine. But if you have to go all the way out of your way to get an achievement doing something that you're not going to enjoy,
And
there's
no
so
point.
many holes in the achievement mentality these days. And
Mm.
it's just, come on, you have the hunters, you have the achievement hunters,
Mm.
and you have everyone else.
Mhm.
Yeah. Very much so.
And
Ah.
Kat kindly mutes herself so she doesn't cough all over us.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
So we don't
We
have to
noticed.
hear her dying. It's yeah, thankful. Oh yeah,
Now that
A
we've kind
lot.
of gotten all that out of our the orders coming out this week, and it's
yeah.
going to be pretty good. And the only other
It's gonna
thing
be
as far as
bitchin'.
games is that Peter Molyneux got butchered by rock paper shotgun, but that's something else, and that's not really I guess I'll make that a quick one, and then because Peter Molyneux is notorious for overhyping his own projects. He made games like Populous Fable.
The Fable guy. Okay. I know
so
exactly
he
who
made
we're
this
talking about
called-
now.
Oh,
So he made this new crowdfunding game called Goddess, Godus, and it was crowdfunded on Kickstarter. And he announced that, one of the people who donated will be able to work on the game with him, this person didn't get what they were promised. And so basically this whole project was getting a bunch of people on Kickstarter to pay for something that was never going to happen.
Right.
I mean, the game is still in development, but he's also working on a new game. So, I'm thinking Molyneux is disappointed on huge number of levels before. This really doesn't surprise me too much. But then he had an interview with someone from Rock Paper Shotgun, and the opening line of the interviewer was, "Do you think you are a pathological liar?" This is how they opened their interview.
Nice.
They opened the interview insulting him.
That's
As a
fun.
journalist, I think that's completely classless and makes you look like you're out for blood. And I'm not the only person who thought that. Now, look, I am disappointed.
Sounds like they were out for blood, though.
I am completely disappointed with everything that Molyneux has done since like the 90s. But you don't open your interview like that. Because we know what you're trying to do. We know what you're trying to do. You're trying to box him into a corner. And basically this whole interview was a complete witch hunt. And eventually at the end, Peter Molyneux said, "I am not talking to anyone from the press ever again." And I'm like, way to go, Rock Paper Shotgun. We're not going to be able to talk to him anymore. You just completely ruined his day and his life. So Molyneux was in this huge heat after Goddess. And it's unfortunate because, I mean, I didn't donate money to this because I don't trust anything he's done. He's completely under-delivered. But a lot of people forget that he is not a supervillain. He is not trying to ruin gaming. He just has this mentality. He gets caught up in his own ambitions.
His own hype.
Yeah, he gets on his own high and he just gets too excited and he needs to stop. And I wrote an article about this a long time ago. I said, anytime a game, he's like, "This is going to be the best game ever." And then when it's not the best game ever, he says, "That was the most terrible idea I have ever done. But this next one." And he never learns from his mistakes. And I think that is his downfall. But I'm also very critical of this guy, Rock Paper Shotgun, because he chewed out Molyneux in a very hostile way. I mean, you can get the answers to this without acting like an asshole.
Yeah. Because, normally media people have to come at it with, objectivity. They had none at all. It was an outright witch hunt, and that's just completely against
a witch hunt. I mean,
the underlying principles of journalism.
So Goddess is currently looking for new development team, and it's just not going well. Peter Molyneux is not in a good situation right now. Although, if you asked me a few years ago, I would probably be saying the same thing because he's been known to underdeliver repeatedly. I mean, he said that Fable would be one of the best games ever, and it wasn't.
Well, he talked about things that, like, everything you did mattered, and every tiny little thing that you did would change the whole world, and it barely did anything. It was a simple good evil meter, and that's it. And that had already been done by things like Knights of the Old Republic and shit.
I think BioWare's better at that anyway, because
They are.
BioWare is able
They're
to.
pretty good at it.
I mean, they're very good at creating RPGs that let you feel like, even when you're not in total command, you feel like you're in command. They give you that illusion. They've done that with KOTOR. They've done that with Jade Empire. I hate admitting anything good about Mass Effect, but I guess they've done that too. I hear Dragon Age is good with that. So Molyneux's in trouble, and I don't think he's going to be able to recover from this. But I am still very disappointed with some of the people in the game journalism field. But that's for another day. So we'll move on out of games for now and probably talk.
Seeing that we have 20 minutes left.
The various.
Damn.
Okay.
I don't got a whole lot. I can actually kind of rush through this.
Okay.
Go for it.
So what we got?
People.
Oh
really
no,
got caught up in that.
it's games. This is a gamer show.
Biggest part of what we do.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TV. Constantine had a season finale.
Wait. That was the season finale?
That was the season finale. Because
Are
they
you
literally ran out of episodes.
Shitting me?
Yeah, now you gotta wait.
You're shitting me.
So
And they had such the worst cliffhanger.
I hate cliffhangers.
Oh my god.
Just gonna say, saw it coming. Saw it coming. That guy's a dick. That's just me. What is it? What day
I'm happy he got that blowjob
right?
now.
I know, right? That was fucking.
What?
Oh man.
An angel got a blowjob. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
So
Better
what is
Call
it?
Saul
Thursday?
really doing very well.
Thursday, season 3 of Vikings starts.
I almost
Thursday
forgot
at.
about that show.
No, I didn't. It was absolutely fantastic,
I still
and
haven't
that's
watched
going to
Viking
be
yet.
it.
I really want to.
It's worth it. It's not completely historically accurate, but who cares? It's really, really good.
Yeah.
Wait,
Um,
who's
there's
who's launching Vikings? Is it History Channel?
History
still?
Channel. Yeah, it's History
Okay.
Channel, and it's at 10 Eastern, I believe. Hang on a sec, it's flipping around again. Yeah, 10 Central.
Thursday.
9 Central. So yeah, this Thursday. So day after tomorrow. That's a thing. Agent Carter has another episode coming up. That's doing rather well, actually. So Marvel's little site, like Captain America spinoff back in the World War II
Right.
era, that's doing really well, and it's really, really fun. It's actually a bit more fun than their regular TV series of Agents of Shield. So
Yeah,
they're
Marvel's
kind
on
of
a roll these days.
they're
They're
kind
in
of
a
running
good
with it.
spot. Good on 'em.
In hilarious news, 50 Shades of Grey got terrible reviews.
But it box office
Not
number
surprised.
one.
It's
Oh
number
my
one, but
God.
that's we're talking like 93 million. That's
Mm.
I'm just seeing
nowhere near
Twilight
anything.
was a better love story than 50 Shades of Grey.
all the
Yeah.
people
What
in the
does that
BDSM
tell you?
All the people who are in the community of BDSM hate that movie.
Oh yeah, it's because it was started out as Twilight fan fiction, and people don't like.
That's
If you know anything about that community,
I don't.
this 50 Shades of Grey has nothing to do with any of that. That's just a abusive relationship, which is what is in this
I just see that
story.
meme, the "my tastes are unconventional" meme that everyone edits.
And everybody who actually knows about it hates it, and that's why this movie actually has all the more hate on it, is because it's one of those movies that got really popular about a subject it doesn't know anything about. So
now
everyone's
it
running
is-
around.
now
It's
it
the
is
popular thing.
standard
Yes.
that everyone associates with it.
Yes,
Mhm.
and it's not good.
Just like Twilight.
Number 2 actually is Kingsman, which nobody ever heard about, and they made a little more than half as much as 50 Shades of Grey. So I'd say that's
Mhm.
pretty good. They opened it the same day, so
That's gutsy.
Yeah.
I'm expecting big things for that here in Australia because they've been playing ads like that, like it's nobody's business.
by the way, it's
They have not been
hilarious.
advertising anything else.
Rumi saw it.
That's
It's
really fun.
hilarious. I haven't seen
Yeah.
it. I need to, but it's good.
Mm,
So if you haven't seen Kingsman, the Secret Service,
mm.
do it.
It's not out.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
It is out. Well, it's not. It's
I
not
mean-
out for you guys, but in
What
the
an
states,
interesting promo poster they have there.
it is out, and it is hilarious.
Mm.
Action comedy, sort of like British Secret Service stuff. So
Hmm.
really, really good.
Like Mr. Bean.
But way
Not
better.
that kind
Way
of comedy. More like Wanted with more comedy.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Okay. That's actually sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. And also, there's Samuel L. Jackson randomly in it,
Yeah.
dropping f bombs, and
Good.
it's
As
going to
he
be
does.
funny.
What about
Um,
Seventh Son?
Seventh Son. I don't know if that's out
I
yet.
heard
I don't
that
think it is.
sucked.
Is it out?
Which makes me sad because I like the Wachowskis.
Mm. Seventh son of the seventh son.
Yeah, I hear this was terrible, but I really like the Wachowskis.
Well,
'cause they
it
made The
got in-
Matrix.
It got
Hmm.
into. Did it come out?
Although, didn't they make that 27 Ronin movie? Why do I think they made it?
I don't know.
That movie that Cat hated.
I see. I have this thing where I love bad movies.
Yeah, it
If
just
you
came
haven't
out.
already
too.
noticed.
I mean, some movies are just
And
so
didn't
bad
do
that,
that
you
good.
can get enjoyment out of them. That's why
Oh,
Mystery
yeah.
Science Theater is such a
By
great
the
movie.
way, did you know Keanu Reeves directed a movie,
Yeah, wasn't that
Which one?
Man of Tai Chi?
Yep.
I
Yeah,
don't know
it's
that.
Good
not
movie.
supposed to be very bad. I mean, it's supposed to be decent. I didn't see it.
It was
but-
Actually,
actually
pretty decent. He's
Yeah.
not the
Really?
main character either, so
It was
good.
actually decent,
good.
minus Keanu Reeves' death scene. He doesn't die very well.
yeah.
He's like, oh, I'm
Like,
dying.
He gets Tai Chi and coughs up blood.
I just
Yeah.
love that Celebrity Jeopardy where Tobey Maguire played Keanu Reeves. I will take this category, if you please.
Although I will say, John Wick still fucking
Oh, yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I
It
heard,
was
I
that
an
heard
movie.
incredible
everyone liked
film. It was like Keanu Reeves is back. Guess what? He doesn't
Yeah.
suck anymore.
He
And
doesn't
fuck y'all.
suck anymore.
Fuck y'all. No,
Dude.
seriously. He
Yeah.
killed so many people, and
Did-
it's
There was
all
that
believable.
slump.
Did
Yeah.
anyone
Matrix.
else think, though, that the hotel was kind of like McAnally's?
A little
Yeah,
I
bit.
didn't see the movie, so I don't know.
Because it was neutral ground, like neutral territory. And I'm like, man, that's pretty fucking cool. Like, they have a hotel for serial killers, essentially. Hitmen, bodyguards, whatever you want to say.
Assassins.
So there was that
Assassins.
slump after the Matrix where Keanu really couldn't be in very many good movies.
He was typecast. And then,
Maybe a Scanner Darkly.
but now,
Well, there was a typecast, and there was also his sister being sick.
Yeah, that would
Well,
do
it's
it
good
too.
that John Wick got such good reception because everyone has been saying that's
it was very. They're already talking about a sequel. And
needed
I
something
hope.
after Constant.
I would watch that most definitely.
that's actually, yeah. Constantine wasn't a. If you like anything related to Constantine, TV shows way better.
Yeah.
Not
TV
saying that
show? Oh
Keanu
my
Reeves
God.
sucked in that because he didn't really suck.
You know what I'm going to
But
have to do?
Not
That was more the movie that
Constantine.
sucked than him.
What?
I'm going to have to start from the beginning and watch each episode again each week. Just so I can watch Constantine each week.
because you can't stop. That's when you know it's good. I love him. I love him to death. And they have been, well, I've brought it up before, but Guillermo del Toro was talking about doing a Justice League Dark movie. And he loves the Constantine TV show. And because Constantine was a member of Justice League Dark, essentially it's all the DC supernatural guys. Constantine led this group for a while in the comics. And he's talking about incorporating the TV's timeline and everything going on in the TV show into this movie.
I think he can do it.
He loves it
Del
so
Toro knows
much.
that stuff. I think he can do it.
As long as they cast the same guy, I'm golden because he's fucking perfect. And that's actually it for TV and movies. I'm pretty much done with that.
10 minutes,
There wasn't
Kirkle.
wasn't a whole lot
10
going
minutes. Don't think I need that long. But what I was going to talk about was an interesting feature with smart TVs they're testing out in Australia. This has to do with actually inserting advertisement over anything and everything. So, say if you were streaming a movie from your computer, which, you know, let's say for my instance would be Waterworld. All right. Every half an hour, they would play an ad. And this ad would be based on the voice recognition software that would be recording whatever you were saying during the day. So, for instance, if you started talking, you mentioned Pepsi at some time, Pepsi ads would start coming every half
That's
an hour.
creepy.
These are not ads that are being input from a normal TV stream. This is the smart TV itself inserting an ad over something that has no ads in it.
First of all, I don't like ads in movies.
Wait, so it's listening to you?
Yeah, all right. So the way their voice recognition software works is the TV has it, but has no idea what the words actually mean. So it sends it to a third-party service not owned by the people that make the TVs. That service is supposed to then go through everything you say and go, okay, this is the information that they want to come back, and this is what we should recognize. But to know that, it needs to hear everything. But the fact that they're using a third-party service means they can't control any of the information being sold or used in any other way.
Cheddars.
Wait, is that the guy who just came in and started asking for that?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Do you do that every time? That's funny. Well, I think that's creepy. I think that's very creepy that they're trying to
But
listen.
they do that. Yeah.
They're
So
customer
apparently,
references.
something that I found out, it's very common for them to test fucked up features like this in Australia because we're incredibly vocal. We just tell you to fuck right off when we want you to. But yeah, so the general outrage is like, what the hell is going on?
What? That's
Oh, weirdo.
After all of that,
jet fuel. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
oh man.
Therefore,
So yeah, so it is unfortunate that they are doing this because I
That
mean,
person's weird.
yeah. Oh, and not only
the guy
that,
who deleted the guy after him.
here is the kicker.
I think
They
I
have
got
actually
put on
made it-
Reddit or 4chan or something.
Here's the kicker. They have made it illegal for you to tamper with this TV in any way. because there's
Illegal.
patented, yes, there's
Poor pairs.
patented technology in the back of it that if you were to go in and tamper with it in any way, you can actually be imprisoned for up to 6.
Does this mean that the
months.
ad
Do not
people-
remove this
10
tag
years.
from couch.
Does that mean
Yes.
that the ad people are in
So-
deep trouble?
Basically, it's about a big argument here. Is it's like you've bought this TV, but do you really actually own it? You can't tinker with it anyway.
That seems
Well,
really weird.
That is weird. I mean, first of all, they shouldn't be broadcasting the ads to it. Second of all, they shouldn't
Mm.
be using a third-party software to.
Exactly.
So, well, if they get busted, then they should be.
So please tell me it's only in Australia.
This feature is only in the Australian version of the TVs at the moment. The TVs,
Yes.
that's what they publicly have said.
Your
This-
test zone.
The hardware is probably in all of the other TVs that they sell in other countries. I dare say it's just not activated or something. But where the test subjects?
That's what he really looks like. He really is a live kitten.
Oh man, look at that. But yes, that's just, what I wanted to go on about. Because what do you guys think? Obviously, Alex pointed
I
out the
think
things.
that's-
My
I think
issues with it are the same.
It's gonna be the same thing with the Xbox Connect.
Mm.
Remember when Xbox Connect, they were like, "Oh no, oh no!" Like you can see things, and like they were gonna watch you, and blah 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 blah. So these TVs, well, obviously, whether you don't want it to recognize you or not, just turn it off.
Exactly.
I like how people was like, "This is my way of turning off the Kinect," and they face it against a wall.
You could just turn it off. And that's the thing. Like, there's always this privacy concerns. The other thing is you could also just not connect it to the internet.
Yeah.
Then you'd be good.
I just don't think you need all those advertisements when I'm watching a movie, because I go to the movies to not see advertisements.
Not to mention, in most cases, people have already paid for this media that they're using. It's
like if it's it's like a digital rental or if it's a digital stream, get that ads out of there.
Exactly. So it's not a question of is the movie pirated or not. It's a question of why the fuck are you inserting ads over it? Like it's insane. Absolutely goddamn insane.
Of course, Kinect doesn't listen.
Get out of my country.
Kinect scans your dick and sends it to viral marketers so they can sell you underwear.
Doesn't work on me. Sorry.
Your dick is made of iron.
No, it just underwear isn't real. Do you want me to stand up?
I appreciate that compliment.
Your underwear isn't real.
No.
Where did that even come from? I've been reading chat. What?
Yeah, I'm looking at chat and I'm just like, I appreciate this.
No, Erica was talking about Kinect doesn't actually listen to you, and I said, well, they don't listen. They scan your dick and send it to viral marketers.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. Yeah. So it's absolutely weird how the way of these things is going, and
David,
I'm interested to see if people are going to be accepting of this, because there are a lot of people that are like, no, privacy is privacy, so it's not going to get anywhere. But I want the argument to get out there more. I want people to have more knowledge of it all over the world, because this sort of shit just shouldn't be right. They shouldn't have been thinking about testing it. It's kind of just like,
there's a lot going on as far as
not to mention
privacy.
If you bring in commerce version of this, networks have to charge a lot of money for their ads. If this TV is not showing your ads, but instead showing its own ads, networks are going to start getting pissed off.
Oh, yeah.
Now I'm scared. Like, is Erica a guy or a girl? I can't tell.
It's better not to ask.
It's polite not to ask.
Yeah.
Too late. I already did.
Well, up to them whether they answer or not.
Yeah,
Feel free not to.
You can give me a
There
middle
you go.
finger. I deserve whatever.
But the Kinect is actually, I wrote a report on that thing in school, and it's some crazy technology. It's based off of Israeli security tech. It has like 200 some bone scanning things, so it can tell exactly where your bones and shit are angled. It has face recognition software to sign in with the goddamn thing. You walk in front of it, it looks at you, recognizes you, and then signs you in.
Yeah, PS4 does that too.
That's some fucking 2001 shit there. I'm sorry, Dave. I can't do that.
This is why I can't have this TV in my house, because it's going to happen.
Putting it on with a button.
What? What?
Huh?
I can't help it. My voice is magic. My voice is magic.
Oh.
Just like, boom! That did it. Right there. That did it. But,
These new people are
Oh,
weird.
man.
I mean, I'm not talking about Erica. I mean, Erica.
This is why I think I ended up either getting put on like Reddit or 4chan or something. Like my link was set
Because of
somewhere.
these discussions.
Yeah, it's literally like a group of people. So
Yeah.
Mm.
hey,
You
guess what?
Redditors.
It's views.
Hey, welcome.
Yeah, it's
We're
views.
almost done.
Leave-
Say
leave
so.
your fedoras at the door, Redditors.
Lady.
But on the like finishing up on the Connect, it
Yeah.
is a excellent and things like it are excellent machines for
Mm.
things. I think personally, with all the crap that they do, they're actually being
Queen's
wasted on gaming because
Waters?
Yeah.
they're not
It
so
doesn't
good
need-
with gaming because there's always a little bit of lag with the motion sensor and shit like that. So you'll never be able to have those good quick reactions like you need in games. But there's so many other cool things you can do with it. There's a new product out. It costs like $200, but it's a light bulb that has the same kind of technology, like facial recognition shit, and it will send shit to your phone.
4gag or 9gag, 9gag army. That's what it is.
Nice.
Oh,
I love the Xbox turn off guy or Xbox sign out.
yeah,
guy.
it was
is
that was a
hilarious.
a guy who did that on Call of Duty. He changed his gamer tag temporarily to
Xbox sign out.
Xbox turn off. And whenever anyone said his name, you'd hear, "Oh shit!" Person has dropped
I
from the
just
game.
love that.
That
So
is
good.
epic.
They had to change the Xbox One's dashboard commands so that it gave you a warning before it actually shut off because of that prank.
I love that.
That was
That
fucking
is
awesome.
epic.
Dumb 12-year-old like, Xbox sign out.
There's like, look it up on YouTube. There's at least 10
Oh,
videos.
man.
It's
It's
incredible.
fucking
It is
hilarious.
magical.
I'll have to look it up. It sounds pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it for my whole freaking weird tech thing. There's heaps of stuff, but I don't want to go too far into it because we don't have that much time.
Yeah, we don't have much time.
Yeah, we have a total of 3
Besides,
minutes and 30
I already
seconds.
talked about a bomb thread, so I mean, I got 2 things in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 2 things in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The chat is corrupting
Yeah.
us.
What are you talking about, Panzer?
I've always been corrupted. It's just like, okay, this is acceptable now. I can cut loose some more.
Yeah.
Right?
Panzer follows me on Twitter.
It's becoming more comfortable.
We should
Did Alex
I'm not
tell everyone
dating
about our
now.
date?
not.
No,
dating.
but I read it on Twitter.
I didn't date anyone. My sexuality is of the hetero variety.
Again, all of you,
I
you saw nothing.
just saw armpit.
Yeah.
God that you have mods for your
Oh, man.
chat because some of these people are weird.
Comment deleted.
What?
Message
Who
deleted.
deleted them?
Probably
What?
something offensive.
Somebody.
What?
See, I used to be all like banhammer in Kat's chat originally, but then I realized that she's far more open with her chat than most other things. So I'm like, all right, I'll just
Yeah, my chat is pretty well.
Mm.
Just
Oh yeah.
If you,
Cat's
why do
chat.
you guys think I have a date when I just spent the whole like first half of the chat talking about like nerd girls? Okay.
Maybe you've got one in the
well,
closet.
with exactly 2 minutes left, we should probably do our outros by
Wish I had a
saying
nerd girl in the
That sounds like a
you
very good
can
idea.
find us below.
I didn't say she was alive or not.
All of our information is
Fuck you.
below us. You can go ahead and check us out on these forms of interweb socials, aka Twitter,
Yep.
YouTube, Twitch.
All of those things.
I am turning you down, Nara. Sorry.
So yes. Post Mesmeric Games Mondays.
Gaming. Games is not the correct name.
No, I said games on Monday.
Oh, okay.
Because you cut her off. Mm.
Fuck.
Post Mesmeric Games on Monday.
Oh yeah. My name. is-
Retog Games on Thursday and Friday.
He does.
Cardinal Games whenever the fuck his
Sunday.
Australian ass feels like it.
That is very true.
Join me for first.
Although that again, my schedule might freaking change again because work hours just changed from
Right.
insanely late to starting insanely early. So
Yep.
I was like, I'm gonna wait for like a week to figure out the good schedule. Like, no, start at 9.
Follow each of us on the Twitter.
Yes, please do, and
Yes.
I will be streaming. Hopefully if I can still stay awake for another hour, I will hopefully be streaming in another hour, and I shall see you guys then right here on twitch.tv almirmiel, and you can find all of the previous videos on my YouTube channel, which is linked below. So have a good one, everyone. Thank you, trolls, for visiting us. Have a
You
good
guys are
one.
We love
Good
trolls.
Good night.
See you.